his passes he was playing, he upped the tempo, he slowed it down when he needed to, and it was an incredible performance. He must have given the ball away once, Chappers, in that game, and it was the end. He passed out a play I couldn't believe. But it's like he's Xavi, and when he was at Barcelona as a kid, he must have just have been watching Xavi constantly, because he's always aware what's around him. He knows where he is on the pitch. He sees the picture. He was phenomenal when he came on.
But the other point with that, I suppose, is then by bringing someone on who takes care of the ball in the way he takes care of the ball, you can throw caution to the wind a little bit more. By in essence, Jonathan, they did go 4-2-4, didn't they? Really,
they absolutely went for it. Out of possession, they dropped Diaz a little bit, but they really went for it. They needed to win the game, so it was brave from Jurgen Klopp. But as soon as you've got someone in that area of the pitch dictating the game, you can make runs off it. I mean, the run that Diaz does for the Henderson pass was phenomenal. But it was a really enjoyable game. Liverpool were good when they upped it. The fans went with them. But Norwich have got a chance of staying up.
How much do you think, finally, and Dean Smith, I talked about Hodgson and Sean Dyche's experience. You could throw Dean Smith in there as well for his experience, and given your managerial experiences as well. We're going to hear from Eddie Howe shortly. Frank Lampard's down there, Thomas Frank is down there, Bielsa's down there. How important do you think that the manager, having those years as a manager first off, is going to be in this battle, and how much actually just experience in relegation battles before is going to be important? They've
been there and done it in these scenarios. Like they said previous, Sean Dyche won't panic, Roy Hodgson will not panic, neither will Dean Smith. A lot of you've got Thomas Frank, Brentford are right in the mix now, Everton are in the mix, Leeds are in the mix, but you've got their managers with that experience, and it will matter at the end of it, because they've been there and done it, and they have vast experience.
Thank you, Jonathan. See you tomorrow. Jonathan Woodgate on Match of the Day 2 tomorrow. Ian Dennis was alongside him this afternoon at Anfield. Let's go to the early game then. West Ham 1, Newcastle 1. It means Eddie Howe's side unbeaten in 6 in the Premier League. They've only conceded 4 goals. They are out of the bottom 3. Afterwards, he spoke with Martin Fisher.
Yeah, very pleased with the players today. I thought it was a really good performance for us. Away from home, tough ground. Thought we started really well and put them under a lot of pressure. We've got a lot of balls in their box today. Disappointed to have only got 1 goal really, and the West Ham are a top team and they were always in that game, so I thought it was quite finely balanced.
How important was it to get that goal just before half-time?
Yeah, it was important for us. I think we deserved it in that opening 45 minutes. I thought it was a great goal from our perspective. We're disappointed with the one we conceded, because we know all about their set play threat, and we just didn't defend that situation very well.
And for that goal that you scored to be scored by Joe Willock, who of course last season at Newcastle couldn't stop scoring, but it's taken him this long to get this goal for the club. How important could that be for the weeks and months to come ahead?
Yeah, very important for him personally, and of course for the team. I think he is a goal scorer. I thought he played very well today, the goal aside as well, and he's a key player for us. I think he's been due that one. I think it's been coming. I think his performances have improved week on week, and yeah, really pleased. And hopefully that's the first of many for him, because we know we need goals from all positions, and our midfield probably hasn't contributed enough.
Oh, we knew that Kieran Trippier wouldn't play today, but we were a bit surprised when Alan Saint-Maximin's name wasn't on the team sheet. What's the problem with him?
He got a kick on his calf last week, and it was too sore for him to play today. Yeah, it was a late call. We didn't really know where he was. He didn't obviously train during the week. We hoped he might make the game, but he didn't.
What does this do to the battle at the bottom, do you think, Eddie?
I don't know. I think what it does for us is give us more confidence. I think you saw a resilience in the team today, a real fighting spirit and a really good mentality from the group. A very tough place to come to. So all positives from our perspective, but we know we have to keep showing up and bring in those qualities.
As far as the top of the table is concerned, after that point for West Ham and the win for Liverpool and also a win for Chelsea, Manchester City 63 from 25, Liverpool 57 from 25, Chelsea 50 from 25, Manchester United 43 from 25, West Ham 42 from 26, Arsenal 42 from 23, Wolves 37 from 23, Tottenham 36 from 22, Brighton 33 from 25, Southampton 32 from 25. So West Ham with that point obviously missing the opportunity to go back into the top 4. Here's David Moyes.
David, just the point today, what was missing from the performance?
Well, good point, because the way we played, I wasn't sure we were going to get any points, but no, we didn't play well today at all, and I think taking the point is the real positive we can take from it. But just we just never really reached the levels which we can reach, and I felt as if we were in good shape with a good training week. No reasons for it not to happen. It wasn't because we had midweek games or anything, so no excuses. We just didn't play well today.
What was the incident with Said Ben Rahman when you brought him off? What was that to do with?
I wanted him to run off fast so that I could get my sub on, because the time was ticking away and I wanted to try and use every second I had at home to try and get a result.
I thought I could lip read you say you're wasting our time.
Yeah, correct.
So just 5 points from the last 5 games. Is tiredness a factor at the moment,
Yeah,
you feel?
but also 4 unbeaten. So depending how you want to spin it. Look, we've had a really good start to the season. We want to hang in there. I think in the situations when you don't play so well, it's important you try to keep picking up points, I should say. And I think recently we've done that a little bit. We know we're not quite as we're fluent best, but I'm looking forward to getting back into that level of performances, and hopefully it's not too far away.
Stay in London because there was a late win for Chelsea at Crystal Palace. Ian Carter.
Yes, they might be the World Club champions, but for Chelsea, this was back to the rough and tumble of the Premier League. In Palace, they faced robust, physical and adventurous opponents on a cold, wet and windy afternoon. For most of the match, it looked as though we were heading for a first draw in 22 matches between these two teams. Before coming off injured in the first half, Vincent Gaeta had made 2 excellent saves, one from Rudiger's 35-yarder and another to thwart Kante. The second half was largely shapeless, but as Thomas Tuchel sent on 3 reinforcements, Hakim Ziyech found the net only for VAR to intervene. Then, with injury time looming, one of those substitutes, Marcos Alonso, launched a speculative cross from the left. This time there was no doubt about Ziyech's finish, and so Chelsea banked their first away league win of the year.
Thank you, Ian. More on Burnley's 3-0 win at Brighton now. Aaron Paul is live on Sportsport. He's got Josh Brownhill with him.
Yeah, welcome back to the South Coast, Mark, where I've got a delighted Josh Brownhill with me. Josh, a win. 112 days later, you have a Premier League win again.
Yeah, it's a massive win. It'll give us massive confidence, and we fully deserved it today. Our performances of late have been really good, but we've not been on the right side of the result. And today, like I say, we've deserved this.
Tell us about that second goal, your first goal. You had to be very, very patient whilst Wout did his thing.
Yeah, the ball went up to him, and I just thought, try and play off him. He's good at holding the ball up, and I knew somehow he'd get it to me, and he did. And I thought he was a little bit behind, but sort of the instinct kicks in when you get the ball in that area to try and do something. And I brought it back onto my left, which is obviously not my favourite foot, which you can tell from the strike. But yeah, it took a little bit of deflection and went in. But I'm absolutely delighted for the goal, but more importantly for the win. I think it's absolutely huge.
2-0 up at half time. What does the gaffer say to you in the dressing room?
Yeah, it's good, but we're not quite there. We had a massive 45 minutes to come out to. They were going to change something, and it was all about sort of seeing that 15 minutes out, and if we can get a goal to put the game to bed, then we were going to do that. And thankfully we got the third goal, which always helps. Which you can tell with the players, it sort of disheartens them, and for us, we're always hard to beat. With the lot of draws that we have and the goals that we have conceded, we've not conceded that many, and I'm absolutely delighted.
Is it all about momentum now in the race to stay up?
Yeah, it is. There's no point in stopping there. We've got another game on Tuesday and then a game Saturday that they all come thick and fast now, with obviously the break that we had with COVID a little bit. We've got a few games to catch up on, but we're fit and we're ready for the challenge ahead.
Have you seen the other results from today?
I haven't seen the other results yet. I don't know whether I want to.
Go and have a look inside. Thank you for talking to Five Live, Josh.
Yeah, thank you.
Josh Brownhill live on the Sports Report with Aaron Paul. Fulham, the leaders of the Championship, beaten at home this lunchtime by Huddersfield. So they have 64 from 31. Bournemouth have 58 and Blackburn have 54. Both their sides had their games postponed this weekend. QPR drew at home with Hull and they have 53. Huddersfield also have 53 after that win at Fulham. And Sheffield United are into the playoff positions. They thrashed Swansea 4-0. Middlesbrough drop out after they were beaten at Bristol City. Barnsley suffered late defeat at Coventry. They continue to prop everybody else up. They have 17. Peterborough dropped to next to bottom. They have 21. And Derby have gone above them also on 21. After they won at Pride Park in the game between the two of them. Derby won, Peterborough 0. Reading have 26, a 5-point gap above the drop zone. They got an important 3-2 win at Preston back to the Premier League. 3 points for Arsenal this afternoon. Maz Faruqi.
Yeah, Mikel Arteta said it in his programme notes, believe in the project. And I certainly think the Arsenal fans around me here this afternoon do more and more now. You mentioned it ahead of kick-off, Mark. This reverse fixture between Arsenal and Brentford, which was a pulsating win for Brentford on the opening day of the season, that looks very far away from the performances we saw here today. The only concern for Arteta will be that it took so long for the goals to come through Smith Rowe and Saka in the second half, even though Arsenal dictated the tempo and the possession from the off. Brentford have at least managed to find a goal without the injured Ivan Toney. That was given on review by the video technology deep into stoppage time to Christian Norgard. But with just one win in the last 10 now for Brentford in the league. Not just that match next weekend against Newcastle, but the ones that follow against Norwich and Burnley. They become bigger and bigger ones in the relegation scrap. Frank will hope for a refreshed returning Toney and perhaps something special as well from Christian Eriksen as he targets a special return to a football pitch in 7 days' time against Newcastle.
And Maz Faruqi at the Emirates. The top two in League One played last night and they drew. Rotherham have 69 and Wigan have 63. MK Dons won at Sunderland this afternoon. They have 60. Big win for Oxford at Charlton. They have 56. Plymouth won as well at Gillingham. They have 56. Then three teams on 55. Wycombe, who drew 5-5 at home to Cheltenham. Sunderland, after that defeat at home to MK Dons. And Sheffield Wednesday, who turned it round at Doncaster to get a late.
City looking to restore that 9-point gap between themselves and Liverpool and looking to continue this formidable form. 19 wins in their last 21 games in all competitions. The latest, the 5-0 humbling of Sporting Lisbon in Portugal on Tuesday. Two changes from that match. Gundogan and Walker in for their top scorer Mahrez and Stones. They're amongst the subs. Turbulent times for Tottenham at the moment. They've lost their last 3 in the Premier League to leave their charge for the Champions League places stuttering. And Antonio Conte's had to clarify comments made in an interview with Italian media about being weakened in the transfer window. He says he was talking numerically as 4 players departed and only 2 came in for Tottenham and feels it wasn't translated clearly, essentially. He makes 4 changes in a bid to stop the rot. Eric Dyer back from injury, his first appearance in nearly a month. That's a big boost for Spurs as they try to plug this leaky defence. Dejan Kulusevski makes his first start. Emerson and Højbjerg are also in. Mora, Winks, Sanchez, Doherty dropped to the bench. Hugo Lloris makes his 400th Spurs appearance. And of course, Harry Kane faces City for the first time since they tried to sign him last summer. 3 minutes gone, 0-0.
Big surprise in League Two. The leaders Forest Green Rovers beaten at home by Walsall. They still have a 10-point lead at the top of the table and they've got games in hand. 66. Tranmere have 56. They drew at home with Port Vale. Northampton have 55. They beat Colchester. Exeter's game was postponed. They have 53. Sutton drew at Hartlepool. They have 51. Mansfield have 50. They also drew at Newport. Swindon have the final playoff spot. They have 49 after a win at Carlisle. I'll tell you the bottom two after we hear from Sean Dyche live with Aaron Paul.
Yeah, welcome back to the Amex. Sean Dyche joins me live on Sports Report. Sean, was that a complete performance from your side?
I mean, you never get the truth of a whole performance, but there was a lot of it. I think it's built on the back of 4 very good performances in the previous 4, and the energy and the quality from the Liverpool game, which was a bit of a head scratcher that we didn't get anything from that game. And I thought we were excellent, and I thought we've taken that in today's performance and delivered a very, very strong performance all round.
You wanted goals from Wout Weghorst. What a performance from your new number 9. He looked outstanding and a brilliant finish for his first goal.
Yeah, he's on this early showing, not today, I mean the first few weeks he's been here, arguably immediately one of the best professionals I've seen. The way he looks after himself, the way he's open-minded about the challenge of being here. I think he's enjoying that challenge of taking it on, and you saw it with his performance today. He's been performing like that anyway against Liverpool. He was excellent. You know, finds chances, creates chances, bring others into play. But his work ethic, his work ethic for the team is outstanding. And I hope and I believe he'll continue to rub off on others as well as himself and how he adapts to what we do here.
He took a bit of a bash, it looks like, at the end. Maxwell Cornet went off. Where are you with the fitness of both those two?
I hope they're all right. I think they will be. It's been a disruptive season with COVID as well. We've lost Westy and Tarky today. We lost other players to COVID, lost other players for injuries. Unfortunately, it looks like Johan Gudmundsson's got another injury to his calf, which will probably be a while. Charlie Taylor's getting stronger. Vids has still got a few weeks. So, I mean, it's been disrupted on that side. But the mentality is still firm. You've seen that in the last performances, and you certainly saw that today. The change we made. Players just went out, took the game on, and delivered a very, very strong performance, which got us a lovely win.
And 112 days on from your last win. What's the celebration going to be like tonight? Is there going to be an opportunity to relax, or is it all go?
No, it's just a realisation that the effort, the intent, the quality you have to put into win Premier League games. The players deserve it. The fans deserve it for travelling again today. They've been superb. But at the end of the day, it's one win. We need a lot more. But it has to start, or restart, if you like, with that winning mentality. And it was certainly on show today. But there's a lot more work to be done.
You were magnificent today. Thanks for talking to the BBC.
Thank you.
Sean Dyche with Aaron Paul. And while Sean Dyche was giving his answer,
City, a first goal for the club on his first start for Dejan Kulusevski, but all the credit has to go to Son on the halfway line, and all the anti-credit or criticism has to go to Ruben Dias for Manchester City. Tried to step up and play Son offside, but Son had timed his run to perfection, free run at the goal and squared it so unselfishly for Kulusevski, who tapped in. Tottenham lead at the Etihad by 1-0.
And the final thing I have to do before the news is just tell you the bottom of League 2, which isn't great news if you support Scunthorpe or Carlisle, but is good news for Oldham fans. Scunthorpe, bottom of the table, 22 points. They're 7 from safety. They've played more than any other side in the bottom half of the table, with the exception of Stevenage. They were beaten at home by Rochdale today. Carlisle drop into the bottom 2 after their home defeat by Swindon. And Oldham, under John Sheridan, out of the bottom 2. They beat Bradford 2-0. So they are point clear of Carlisle, and they have a game in hand. 23 minutes to 6 o'clock. You're listening to 5 Live. This is Sports Report. Here's Jill McKenzie.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says his country is determined to protect itself from Russia, with or without the support of Western allies. He was speaking at a security conference in Munich that's been dominated by discussions about tensions in Eastern Europe. A major clear-up operation is still going on in parts of the UK affected by Storm Eunice. Around 190,000 homes are still without electricity, and many rail services remain cancelled. The accountancy firm PricewaterhouseCoopers estimates that Storm Eunice will cost insurance companies up to £350 million in payouts. A former head of model agencies in France and the United States, who was a close associate of the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, has been found dead in a prison cell in Paris. 75-year-old Jean-Luc Brunel was being held on charges of sexual assault and rape. And more than 17,000 chain store outlets closed in Britain last year, according to new research from the accountancy firm PwC. But the data suggests the rate of closure is slowing as more independent firms take on space.
Hi, I'm Eddie Hearn, and a new series of my podcast, No Passion, No Point, is back on BBC Sounds. I'm catching up with some of the biggest names in sport, entertainment and business about the things that drive their success and keep them at the top of their game.
It was definitely a time of life where I was absolutely praying to get in the position I'm in now. There's a different number one rapper every year, so you just got to keep stepping your game up.
As much as I'd like to think, I've got a good stable around me, I've got a good family, when winning to use everything, I just can't lose.
No Passion, No Point with Eddie Hearn.
Listen whenever you like on BBC Sounds.
Sports Report. This is BBC 5 Live.
So in the tea time game in the Premier League, Manchester City 0, Tottenham 1. Now, earlier on, when we were talking about the Championship with our 72-plus presenter, Aaron Paul, who's still at Brighton, by the way, we were talking about the Reading manager, Veljko Paunovic, and how he was still in a job despite the awful run that Reading had been on, drawn 1 and lost 8 of their previous 9. They've gone to Preston today and won by 3-2. And now, Aaron?
Mark, I've been passed a statement. Let me read it to you. It says, Reading Football Club can confirm that the contract of first-team manager Veljko Paunovic has been terminated by mutual consent. It's gone on to talk about this season. Now, here comes the interesting bit. For these reasons, owner Mr. Dai Young wanted to afford Veljko time to turn around a poor recent run of results that now sees us in a battle for second-tier survival. However, with nearly a third of the season still remaining and every point now vital in our bid to retain championship status, the decision has been mutually agreed to make a change. Now, here we go. Former England captain Paul Ince Father to Royals loanee Tom Ince has been appointed to take charge of first-team affairs on an interim basis alongside Academy manager Michael Gilks while we embark on the thorough search for a new manager. So, Paul Ince is the interim manager at Reading, as if things couldn't get any more bonkers. Paul Ince, new manager at Reading.
And that has come out of the blue, that bit.
Well,
yes.
I mean, judging by my surprise, yeah, absolutely. I cannot believe this. I'm in absolute shock, and I know that Reading fans who may have just seen the tweet and not read the actual statement will be in a bit of shock later on when they realise that Paul Ince is the manager to take them forward. As the owner said, a third of the season to go, and Paul Ince is the man who's going to be leading Reading forward on an interim basis. They've got some tough fixtures coming. Birmingham at home at the Medeski on Tuesday night, and that'll be his first game in charge. As I've always reiterated, both on 72 Plus and here on 5 Live, the decisions made internally at Reading are not always by the owner himself. He's very much led by certain parties, and this feels like another one of those decisions.
I can see also being reported on social media that Paunovic agreed before the game that he was going to leave Reading, but didn't tell the players beforehand. He told them afterwards. That's one of the claims that's on social media at the moment. Aaron, for the moment, thank you very much. Let's get back to the Premier League. We've heard from Sean Dyche after their big win at Brighton. Let's hear from Roy Hodgson now after Watford's big 1-0 win at Aston Villa. He's been talking to Robin Cowan.
It was a very good result for us. I thought it was a good win in every respect. I think that we worked hard for it. I thought we played some good football along the way. And it's then important, of course, that when you're going to be under siege for that last 10 minutes or so, when they're loading up with all their forwards and you've got a 1-0 lead to defend, it's so important for the future that you do defend it, because the difference between getting the victory and feeling good about yourself and conceding that late goal, it's dagger in the heart moment if you're not careful.
The goal itself, two of your players that have a real bit of stardust to them, they could be the difference, couldn't they?
Yeah, although I must be perfectly honest, I don't know that they were as scintillating as you're perhaps trying to suggest that they were today, but it was nice to see them combine for the goal, and it is nice to know that we do have that in us. I thought there was a few goal chances that we created along the way.
And would it be fair to say you've been fairly satisfied with the performances generally whilst you've been here, but it's now you've got the result as well? That must be so satisfying.
It is, but there's such a long way to go, and the danger is now that we think that we've cracked it, and that what we needed to do between now and the end of the season has been done because we've come to Aston Villa and won a game. I'm afraid it isn't. The next two games are going to be of vital importance again. They will be equally as difficult for us to get a result as it was today, and we're going to need some quite, not heroic, that's too strong a word, but we're going to need some strong performances.
Roy Hodgson with Robin Cowan after Watford's 1-0 win at Aston Villa. Back to Manchester City. How have the home side responded to going behind? Vicky Sparks.
Well, they haven't, chappers. I mean, that's probably the easiest way to say it. They still trailed Tottenham by 1-0. Kulusevski scoring his first goal for the club inside 5 minutes after they beat City's offside trap. And Manchester City looks shell-shocked. They have barely tested Hugo Lloris on his 400th appearance for Tottenham, although they are coming forward now into the penalty area and do win a corner. But it's Tottenham who've had the second clear opening of the game. Sessegnon volleying wide at the far post. But Manchester City in the crowd here, I think, stunned. And Antonio Conte walking out to the edge of his technical area might be stunned internally as well, because Tottenham have lost their last three, but they're ahead at the Etihad 1-0.
Let's just move away from the football for a few minutes. Great Britain got their first medal of the Winter Olympics earlier. The men's curling team taking silver after being beaten 5-4 by Sweden in the final, a final that went to an extra end. I spoke to Hammy McMillan and skip Bruce Moat a bit earlier on how they're feeling after missing out on the gold.
I think every kind of hour that's passing, we're starting to feel a bit better about it. We obviously wish that we got the other medal, but to just get a medal full stop, we're very happy with that.
We gave it our all today. We felt like we bounced back after that first loss to the USA and played a really high performance right way through the whole week into the semis, and then even today, Nicholas and the Swedish boys brought their A game. So we came off the ice, we were absolutely gutted, But to be standing here now with Team GB's first medal, we're absolutely buzzing.
How were your nerves? Because the pressure is on the skip with the final stone in normal time to take it to an extra end, and then in that extra end, how were your nerves?
Yeah, I think they're definitely a bit shot. Just the entire week, and even like the mixed doubles I was playing before with Jen, just the whole time I've just been shaking. But yeah, I was just very happy to have the three guys that I have before me, and they always support me and have my back. So I was wanting to do it for them, and obviously for myself as well.
How's the overall experience been of a Beijing Winter Olympics, Hammy?
The village is amazing. No, it's been so good. And the support back home, it's honestly, words can't describe how good it's been. We wouldn't be able to do this without thanks to our family and friends. The national lottery, everyone who plays the national lottery back home allows us to come out here and compete at the highest stage and win medals for Team GB. So it's thanks to them and everybody back home. This medal's for them as well. Hopefully try and celebrate tonight. Certainly, I know Bruce said it, like each hour that goes past, it's getting a lot easier, and we're getting a lot happier.
Hammy McMillan and skip Bruce Moat after the men got silver in the curling. The women go for gold later tonight, or just into tomorrow morning. 1 a.m. their final gets underway, and you can watch that on BBC One. Let's go back to the football and back to Anfield. Liverpool beating Norwich by 3-1. Jurgen Klopp has been talking to Juliet Ferrington.
Jurgen, you said you would need the fans with you today, and there was a bit of a scare, wasn't there, on 55?
Yeah. That's football, eh? So if you don't use your own chances early in the game, we should have scored twice. Didn't do that. Then it got a bit stiff, let me say it like this. It was not that fluent anymore. It was not that we now created chance after chance after chance, and they had their counter-attack. So, but we were not. It was not that we thought in half-time, so that's not. We cannot play on like this. Yes, we had to adapt in moments. We had to be calmer in other moments, and that's what we showed the boys. But then you come out and then they scored the 1-0 with a deflected shot, counts as well. And a lot of things can happen, but obviously nobody's ready here to give up. Not the crowd, not the team, and really happy about the turnaround.
And the turnaround, because you made those changes as well, and obviously that helped massively.
Yes, but that's our job outside. I mean, we have a lot of coaches outside, and we have obviously a lot of players there as well, and it's our job to make these kind of changes, and that's what again today the changes were clear, but then Pep came up with the idea let's change to 4-4-2, and that helped as well a lot, and so I really like the impact we had today from the bench, not only ours from the coaches but as well from the players who came on. So it was again incredible how the boost they gave the team now the second time in a row, and that's exactly what we need.
The momentum continues, but Ali's assist or Salah's goal, which one did you like the most?
But Ali's assist almost goal.
Ali's assist for Salah.
Yeah, it was good. Wasn't that not bad? No, I know there were a few really good balls tomorrow. His first touch today was absolutely insane. He played an incredible game, scored 150th goal, but
the roof went off.
Wow, really madness. But all three goals were really nice. So like we saw Sadio already flying in Milan, trying with the bicycle kick. Today it worked out. Super goal, and the pass from Hendo to Lewis, and then the finish is a really big one as well.
Ian Dennis still at Anfield listening to that. I mean, they were off it, weren't they, until those changes were made?
Yeah, I thought they could have taken the lead beforehand in the first half, but Gunn made 2 or 3 saves, but they just needed that little bit of a spark, and I think the crowd played their role today. But he's very modest when he's talking to Juliet there, because if you think back to the game in midweek, he made a Triple J change in the San Siro just before the hour that was quite telling, when they were on the back foot against Inter. And here he makes the change after 62 minutes to bring Thiago and Origi on. And he's talked about Pep Linders saying, go 4-4-2. But Thiago, when he came on, just absolutely dictated. And once Liverpool had got the first goal, there was no stopping them then. There was that real momentum. And you did feel for Norwich, because they scored the 3 goals in a 15-minute period to blow them away.
Sorry, I've made you sit there for half an hour until we got the Jurgen Klopp played.
It's all right, but you secretly enjoyed it.
Well, yes, I did. Actually, there was absolutely no sincerity in my apology at all, was there, really?
Not really.
All right, safe journey.
I always looked at you as a father figure.
So, look, just leave it now, okay? People have had to be listening for 5.5 hours to get the joke.
Okay.
Let's go back to the Etihad, where Manchester City have hit the post. Vicky.
Yes, they're coming very close with Ilkay Gundogan just curling an effort past that far post, and Joao Cancelo as well with a couple of really decent openings, almost scoring a stunner, darting down that left-hand side, shimmied one way, shimmied the other, and curled just over. Drew. A good save from Lloris as well. The flag had gone up, but looking at the replay, it looks onside to me, so Lloris had to make the save. Better this from City, but they still trail Tottenham by 1-0 midway through the second half.
Back to one of the 3 o'clock games, and we haven't touched on this yet because of all the stories that have been elsewhere, but another impressive win for Southampton and another worrying performance for Everton. Southampton winning by 2-0 afterwards. Ralph Hasenhüttl spoke with Sohail Sahi.
Another very good day here at St Mary's. 9 games unbeaten at home now, and an impressive performance.
Yes, I think a deserved win today after a very tough first half against a good opponent. They have come here with a lot of energy, with a lot of belief and good on the front foot. It was hard in the beginning, but we knew that it would be like this, and we tried to be patient. We tried to stay cool and wait for the right moment to score and to create chances. And I think even the first half was not that bad. After the first 20 minutes, I think we found in the game we had a few good moments, played a little bit better football then, and you could feel that we have been a threat also in our attacks, and the last pass was not always perfect, the last finish wasn't perfect, but the chances have been also there in the first half. And then in the second half, I think it was even better. We scored a beautiful goal with Stewie, and after this goal it was a little bit calmer for us. We tried to let them run. In some moments we can play a little bit more calm, I think. When the players see that there's the space, then they want to score the next one. I sometimes, as a manager, want them a little bit more often to keep them the ball and let them a little bit longer run, but they are looking for this second goal, and in the end it was important that we score it, and Longy did it in a good way.
Ralph Hasenhüttl talking to Sohail Sahi. Sohail, there are a lot of worried Evertonians around looking at social media.
Yeah, you can't really blame them after today's performance. Just to run you through a couple of things first of all, Mark, though. It was a good day for Southampton, and that's becoming a familiar tale of late. 4 games unbeaten, and the list of teams during that run is very impressive. First Premier League goals of the season then for Stuart Armstrong and Shane Long. And honestly, if it wasn't for some outstanding goalkeeping by Jordan Pickford, it could quite easily have been 4 5. Back to Everton then, they have to really improve away from Goodison Park. There's no doubt about that. 1 away win all season and 6 points out of a possible 36. That is poor. Frank Lampard post-match, he told me it's something that is vexing him, and it's something he needs to rectify very soon if they're not to slip further down the table.
Thank you, Sohail. You can watch everything Match of the Day tonight, 10:30. BBC One, Alan Shearer and Ian Wright alongside Gary. Switch to the day's rugby union now. A rest week in the Six Nations. Busy all day in the Premiership, though. Let's start with Harlequins beating Wasps 29-24. Alfie Reynolds has been watching this. Alfie?
Yeah, evening, chappers. Harlequins return to winning ways with a bonus point victory. They scored first half tries through Oscar Beard and Hugh Jones before Caden Murley, Andre Esterhazen and Lewis Liner crossed in the second. Wasps struggled for most of the afternoon, but they scored 2 late tries through Sam Spink and Jeff Tumunga Allen. That gives them a losing bonus point. One positive, though, did see the return of Jack Willis. The England back row came off the bench to make his first appearance in over a year. Elsewhere in the Premiership, Leicester came from behind to defeat Bath 20-24. Freddie Burns scoring and converting the winning try against his former club. In the other matches, London Irish defeated Saracens 32-30 with the final kick of the game, and Sale won away from home 22 points to 21 against Northampton. It means there are just 7 points separating 3rd and 9th in the Premiership table. The fight for the top 4 is well and truly on.
That's what I was just going to say to you, Alfie. This is some competition, isn't it?
Yeah, it's extraordinary this year. I think a cliche every year in the English Premiership is it's going to be the tightest and closest year yet. This time, it's absolutely living up to it. I think other than Leicester, who are out in front, and Saracens, who've kind of been there or thereabouts for most of the season, below them, Harlequins, Gloucester, London Irish, Sale, Wasps and Northampton and Exeter all of them could end up in the top 4. It is about who puts a run together, who can be the most consistent from this point until the end of the season.
From Union to League in the Betfred Super League, finished Hull 6, St Helens 38. Here's our correspondent Dave Woods.
St Helens were outstanding despite the terrible conditions. Rain, even snow throughout this game. Hull lost their playmaker Luke Gale, sent off for a studs high challenge on Johnny Lomax as he tried to kick downfield midway through the first half. But even despite that fact, St Helens were much the better side. 6 tries scored, including 1 apiece for their 2 young starlets, Lewis Dodd at scrum half and Jack Wellesby at full-back, each creating their own little piece of magic. And after the game, coach Christian Wolff was full of praise for his side.
Look, it was tough conditions, there's no doubt about that. And it's freezing cold. At half-time we had some blokes that were extremely cold and shivering, and obviously it makes the ball really slippery, the footing really slippery, and so it's tough conditions. But I was really happy with our blokes. I thought we had a great attitude right from the start. You could show that in the intensity that we played at. You could show that in the way we wanted to defend. And I thought in the conditions in particular, we still played some footy and we still put on some really good tries off the back of playing some good footy. So there's probably a couple of times where we did just start to go a little bit sideways, and there's a bit of space and a bit of opportunity. So you want to get the ball there, but in the conditions it becomes really difficult. But overall, I thought we did a really good job in how we handled it. Really happy overall.
So Saints beat Hull 38-6. Then Huddersfield beat Hull KR 26-12. The third game today is being played now, and they're at half-time. Catalan lead Wakefield 16 points to 10. Back to the Premier League. Vicky.
Emerson Royal close to adding a second for Tottenham against Manchester City. Good run down the right, fizzing a shot just over the bar. Overall, City are coming back into this looking more threatening, but Tottenham looks so sharp and clean on the counter. Manchester City 0, Tottenham 1, 26 minutes gone in this first half.
4 games in the Scottish Premiership today. Hibs beat Ross County 2-0. Livingston and St Mirren and Motherwell and Aberdeen drew 1-1. And St Johnstone beat Hearts 2-1. Big win that for St Johnstone. It takes them off the bottom of the table. They have 23 points. Dundee dropped to the bottom with 21, but they do have 2 games in hand. Won't be long before Robbie and Chris are here.
No one beat Shabberson.
Sorry? What?
Mate, I was just getting my soup out. Sorry about that, Shabbers.
It's all right. What soup have you gone for?
I think it looks like a mushroom, I think it is.
You don't know, do you? Because you've just sent people out to get it for you.
Listen to Chappers there, Chris, about a lot of worried Everton fans. Would you be worried?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that when Frank Lampard went into the job, he's always had a big job on to keep Everton up, but the performance today was really worrying. And then you look at the improvement. Burnley, what a result for them in performance today. Watford getting that win. Roy Hodgson's gone in. They're a different team. Newcastle United, good point for them. There's a relegation battle on, and Brentford are in it now, aren't they? So we want to hear from all the fans of those clubs.
And what about the top? Spurs winning at Man City. If they get beat, the title race is on, Christopher.
Yeah, I mean, you've ruled Liverpool out. You said that Liverpool cannot win the title, but if Spurs do beat Manchester City, then they're in it. Good performance from Liverpool today, but Norwich performed well. But they're back to the bottom, aren't they, Norwich?
08285 909 693. Chappers.
And Paul Ince in temporary charge at Reading.
Is it?
Yeah.
When was that?
About 10 minutes ago.
Oh, go on, Ince.
So in temporary charge. So
right.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, let's hear what Reading fans make of that.
Yeah.
Good. Anything else you want me to do? Get off air and then you can start, I suppose. So I'll rattle on. Right, let's
take your time. I'll eat me soup.
Let's do Derby next. Massive win for them in the Championship. Injury time winner over relegation rivals Peterborough. Here's Wayne Rooney.
I think today was the best performance of the season. I thought first half we were very good. They go to 10 men, and then it was about us being patient, moving the ball quick from side to side. We get in a half time. I explained that, what I want from them, and then obviously we lose Tom. Silly red card, he knows that.
Did he get something in the face first? It looked like a retaliation.
Yeah, it looked like that, but he knows that he's lost his head. I've just said to him there, he's lucky he's got a manager who understands that, because I've had a few myself like that. But yeah, it's a loss to us. It's going to be a loss for the next 3 games. But I thought after that the lads were excellent, in complete control of the game. We constantly putting them under pressure and making them work. And then obviously we got the goal at the end with Sibbs. I thought the way the game was opening up, I thought it was a game for Sibbs to show his qualities. So delighted for him. He's obviously had a frustrating season. So, but a massive 3 points.
Back to the Premier League, where a late Hakim Ziyech goal gave Chelsea a 1-0 win at Crystal Palace. Here's Thomas Tuchel.
Thomas, congratulations. You must kind of think like, hold on, what country am I in?
Yeah.
What competition are we playing?
What competition are we playing? The country was relative.
You get 3 points today. Well done.
Country was pretty easy regarding the weather. So we got the 3 points, and it was not a knockout game, and was not a semi-final or final. So it is a bit strange because we haven't played Premier League since 4 weeks. I heard before the match, and it feels like this. And now again, the next 3 matches are again not league matches. And normally it's normal to get a feeling for the competition and for the race in which you are in, and it's like this. It can cause distractions. We got a bit of jet lag. We have a huge difference in temperature, and so on. Some of the players feel a bit of cold from the flight and from the change of weather conditions. That's where we are, but we managed to get an important 3 points away from home, which is the good thing.
Thomas Tuchel there, 08085 909 693 to talk to Robbie and Chris. The lines are open. They're on their way shortly. Tottenham still lead by a 1-0 at Manchester City. And the final interview you'll hear from tonight's Sports Report is Frank Lampard after Everton's 2-0 defeat at Southampton. He's been talking to Sahel Sahi.
Tough day, is that a fair comment? How did you see it?
Yeah, it was a tough day. You lose away from home. Played really well last week at Goodison. Played 2 games great at Goodison, not so good away. And it's not good enough for us. Where we want to get to, we have to be able to come here and even not at our best, do better to try and get a result out of the game. And clear things for me to see. The reason why I'm here is because of probably performances a little bit like the second half. We sunk into a way of playing that I don't like. And I've told the players that. We have to stay strong in the beliefs of things we're trying to do. Not wholesale changes, but changes to make us better. We saw that last week, and today we didn't see it. And we will have these days. We're here for a reason in this position. So we have to stay patient around that. But I understand the work that has to be done. And I didn't like the second half at all today.
You started well, fair to say, first 10 minutes. Had a moment, had a very early corner kick. But after that, Southampton seemed to get on top.
Yeah, I thought the first 15, 20 minutes, good. Possible penalty shouts, good play around their box, linking up well, confidence in the team, and then we came off it. And that's, as I say, sometimes those things are a bit of a mentality issue, whether it's when we're away from home and we feel the game turn on us. And, the players need to deal with that. Today it wasn't a tactical game, it was a match-up game of 2 teams playing the same formations. A lot of personal, individual battles, a lot of unit battles in midfield. We lost that battle. We lost that battle clearly, and then we lost the game.
Frank Lampard with Sahel Sahi. In Northern Ireland's Premier League today, Ballymena 3, Glenavon 3, Crusaders 2, Carrick Rangers 1, Linfield 1, Portadown 0. And it's no longer 1-0 at the Etihad. Vicky Sparks.
It's 1-1. It's Ilkay Gundogan. It's a mistake by Hugo Lloris. The shot from distance driven in initially. Lloris saved it, but spilled it straight out to Ilkay Gundogan, who fired it in, emphatic, into the back of the net. It's Manchester City 1, Tottenham 1.
In a difficult week at the moment is Hugo Lloris after a couple of mistakes involved in the defeat against Wolves last weekend, and he spilled that right at Ilkay Gundogan's feet. Or just so it was palmed out to Ilkay Gundogan, and Manchester City are level at Tottenham. You can see it all on Match of the Day tonight, 10:30 on BBC One. Shearer and Wright alongside Lineker. The women's curling final, Britain going for gold against Japan, is at 1 a.m. on BBC One. And Five Live's Premier League Sunday tomorrow has Leeds against Manchester United at 2, followed by Wolves against Leicester at 4:30. And 6:06 is the other side of the latest BBC News.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
With the 5 Live News, I'm Jill Mackenzie. Germany has become the latest country to tell its citizens to leave Ukraine because of the threat of a Russian invasion. Boris Johnson's warned that if Russia does invade, the UK will impose sanctions on individuals and companies so they can't raise money on the London capital markets. Annalena Baerbock is the German foreign minister.
As unimaginable as it may sound, we are facing the tangible danger of a military conflict in the heart of Europe. The world knows, and no Twitter bot, no false flag incident, no disinformation campaign is going to change who is responsible for this.
The clear-up operation is still in action after Storm Eunice caused widespread damage. Around 190,000 homes are still without electricity, and many rail services have been cancelled. The accountancy firm PricewaterhouseCoopers reckons Storm Eunice will cost insurance companies up to £350 million in payouts. Mohammed Khan is from the firm.
What they try to do is get interim payments quickly to you so that, for example, if you've had a tree fall on your house, you can get into alternative accommodation, and indeed some insurers may arrange that for you. What I would say is, if you've had damage to your property, please inform your insurance company as quickly as possible. I know it's the weekend, they're waiting for your call.
A French modelling agent and former associate of the sex offender Jeffrey Epstein has been found dead in his prison cell in Paris. Jean-Luc Brunel had been accused of sexual harassment and the rape of minors aged between 15 and 18 in France. Police in the Canadian capital, Ottawa, have used pepper spray and stun grenades as they continue their operation to remove protesters from outside the federal parliament. The protesters were angry about the vaccine mandate for lorry drivers, but the protest has widened to more general opposition to COVID restrictions. And the family of a British man killed by a shark in Australia have paid tribute to him, saying he had a rare gift in connecting with people. 35-year-old Simon Nellist was a diving instructor. He died on Wednesday in the first fatal shark attack in Sydney for nearly 60 years.
People have an idea of what hip-hop is. I'm trying to convert you.
Romesh Ranganathan.
Consider this like the hip-hop lounge. You open the door, you're slightly nervous, but I say, hey, come and sit down. I'll play a few tunes. I've got a lovely array of vegan snacks. And we'll take a little deep dive into the world that I like to call hip-hop. Well, that's what everyone calls it, not just me.
You can do it, put your back into it. Romesh Ranganathan, for the love of hip-hop.
Here to play you my favourite hip-hop of all time. How was that, Trevor?
Yeah, that was real.
This guy.
Passion, energy. Let Romesh bring the energy.
Listen now on the BBC Sounds app.
Are you ready to have your say in the UK's biggest football debate? Your teams, your views. Get ready. This is 606 with Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage on 5 Live.
Hello, welcome to 606. There's been 8 games played on a busy day of Premier League football. Let's start at Anfield.
Henderson forward ball, he's picked out Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz for the finish. That was outstanding. Henderson with a precise pass. Luis Diaz latches onto it and scores his first goal for the club.
Liverpool came from behind to win 3-1. Christopher, are they still up for keeping some pressure on Manchester City?
Well, you've written Liverpool out of the title race, haven't you, Rob? And, they won well today. 7 changes from Jurgen Klopp, some big hitters missing, but a big win for Liverpool. I still think they can win it.
And Norwich defended well, but they're going down.
I think Norwich had a bit about them today. There'll be a lot of Norwich City fans on the way back. Long journey back to Norwich across the M62, but... do you still have hopes of staying up, Norwich City? I saw enough in that today. That
Norwich will stay up?
Yes, Norwich will stay up.
Wow. West Ham held to a 1-1 draw at home after a resolute Newcastle performance.
Oh, Willock's in it off the post. Yeah. It's surely crossed the line. They will check this one. It has been given. And Willock was in there to put it in off the post. Newcastle have got one back right before half-time.
With West Ham getting held by Newcastle, that race for 4th place is wide open. Christopher, that's 1 win in 5 league games for David Moyes' side. Why do you think they're stuttering at the minute?
West Ham have had a brilliant season. Can they still get a top 4 position? I think they can. From Newcastle's point of view, I thought a good point in the end. Missing St Maximum today. He's a big player for them. But Newcastle fans, you see what Burnley have done today, winning. Watford winning. It's a relegation fight on, isn't it, for them?
Are you still think Newcastle will go down?
No, I think Newcastle might be all right.
All right, then. There's a big game going at the Etihad as Man City take on Spurs. Let's get an update from Vicky Sparks.
1-1, 6 minutes until the break. Diaz has just put in a brilliant challenge on Harry Kane to stop the Spurs striker racing through. Kulusevski had put Tottenham ahead inside 5 minutes, his first goal for the club, before a thumping equaliser from Ilkay Gundogan just past the half-hour mark after Hugo Lloris spilled the ball from the initial save. 1-1.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live. Call free 08085 909 693. Text 85058. Text will be charged at your standard message rate. Plus, see our privacy notice. bbc.co.uk/5live.
Obviously, as we said, Christopher, busy day of football, especially in the Premier League. Everton fans, what do you think? What are you thinking?
Well, Everton are in a relegation battle. I always thought they were when Frank Lampard, got the job. Everton fans, what do you make of the performance today? It wasn't great, was it?
And what else are you going to talk about, Christopher?
I want to hear from Derby County fans.
Go on, Derby.
Down to 10 men, late winner, real hope of staying up now. Were you at the game today? I mean, incredible result that. And Reading appointing Paul Ince in an interim capacity.
Yeah.
I mean, is that a good choice?
What do you think?
I'm not so sure. When was the last time he was in management? It's been out a long time now. Let's hear what Reading fans think.
08085 909 693. What about Wycombe Wanderers 5-all?
Wycombe Wanderers 5-all. Yeah, where's the defending? Rob.
Alfie May, 4 goals.
Yeah, Mayday, you could say. I mean, were you at the game there? I mean, what a game.
Yeah, and what about we got to talk about Rangers. What a win in Dortmund, Chris. How did Celtic get on?
Celtic lost, but it's half-time, Rob. Rangers absolutely brilliant. Rangers fans, what about that performance against Dortmund? Was that one of your greatest ever results?
Yeah.
I think so.
08085 909 693. So much to talk about. Let's get straight to the line. Let's go to Finn, who's a Liverpool fan. How are you, Finn?
Yeah, you're all right, Chris. I'm doing good.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. So so what did you make of the game today, Finn?
I thought it was a brilliant comeback. I thought it showed our squad depth really nicely. I think it's the best Jurgen Klopp squad we've got at the moment, I would say. The best squad he's had since he's been here, I think. And I think it's just so hard to write us off of the title with the squad that we've got.
Well, Robbie's done that. Robbie's written you off for the last couple of weeks. He's saying Liverpool have no chance.
No, I've not said that. Finn,
you did. No, you did.
I think it's disgusting that you've done that, to be honest with you.
Well, listen, Finn, the reason what I've said is I think Man City, 9 points ahead of Liverpool, yes, have a game in hand. Liverpool have got to go to the Etihad. Can I see Liverpool winning the title over Man City? Yes, they're 1-1 at the minute.
No, but you're backtracking.
No, not Man City will win the title. Man City will win the title.
A Pep overthink in the big game again, like we saw in the Champions League final. It didn't start Rodri, and we all know how that ended up. I can see something like that happening, and I just think with the Liverpool squad we got at the moment, I think it's so hard to write us off.
Well, he hasn't overthought last season winning the Premier League with no centre forward 38 games. He hasn't thought this year.
But also Liverpool had no centre backs last season, so he didn't really have to think.
Yeah, it's a very, very good point. But listen, I just think Man City will win it. Liverpool, it's a 2-horse race. Liverpool and Man City. I know Chelsea won later on today, but those two are clearly the best two teams. And I'll ask you this. Do you think we could see, if they avoid each other in a draw, a Liverpool-Man City European Cup final, Champions League final?
Yeah.
100%. 100%. And I think I'd back Liverpool any day to win that Champions League final easily. I think in a one-off game, I think we've got them. The title's a bit of a harder ask, but it's not even a question in the Champions League final. We're beating them.
Finn, can I just ask you about? I mean, as I watched the game today. I thought Norwich carried a threat to Liverpool. I mean, do you think Liverpool looks secure at the back this season?
This season, for the most part, yes. I think today we're playing with a pretty half-baked squad after a hard game in the week. I think Joe Gomez at right back isn't really good enough at the moment. And also, we're playing with Ox in midfield who's not giving us the cover we need. So today, defensively, I don't think so. But with, like I said, on a one-off game or when we've got our fittest team out, I think, defensively we're solid.
So what do you think? What you're saying, Finn, is that Liverpool reserves beat Norwich today, really?
Liverpool second and a half team beat Norwich today.
Wow. What do you think of that, Chris?
Look, I think, he made changes, put subs on which would change the game. But, Liverpool maybe got away with one there. But fair play to them. The substitutions he made, they went 4-2-4. Diaz, looks to be a really good signing.
Great signing.
It's not a surprise to me that, Liverpool beat Norwich today.
If it was a Champions League final, do you think, as Finn said, Liverpool would easily beat Man City?
I don't think they'd easily beat Man City, but, 50-50 game.
Well, great. Well, great analysis. That 50-50 game. Well done. Great analysis. Right, let's go to Steve.
What would you say? No, just go on.
Great analysis.
Go on.
That, Christopher.
No, hang on a minute.
Not about us, Chris. Not about us, Chris. It's the fan show. Let's go to Steve, who's a Crystal Palace fan.
Hello, guys. Yeah, I'm not happy at all. I have to be honest. I've got to have a rant. We have not won since we beat Chris's Sutton's Norwich. And it's been awful. I've got to pick the bones out of it. We're not scoring goals. We're creating chances. We don't put them away. We can't defend. And Patrick Vieira, he's a bit like a stuck record with it. We need to work on these. But it's just not happening for us. Okay, Chelsea, we know where they are, and it's now a 9th straight defeat. And I'm just getting fed up with it now because I can't see how Patrick Vieira can stop us sliding down the table. And if we get into that mire, he won't get us out of it.
Are you in the mire now? Do you think?
26 points.
Yeah, are you in a relegation battle?
Yeah. Listen, we got Man United, Man City, and Arsenal to come to Selhurst Park. We got to play Burnley, Watford. We got Newcastle, Southampton away. We got no easy games. I think we are. I think we are.
Steve, I watched the game today, and I've got to say,
they played well.
I thought Crystal Palace played very well. At least they had a chance in that first half, just pulled it past the post. Zaha, 2 good chances as well. All those two created those chances on their own. I thought Crystal Palace defended well. I thought they competed. I thought they created the better chances in the game, and I thought they were unlucky today.
But unfortunately with it, this is what's been going against us. We should have got something against Liverpool, but we didn't.
Yeah, but is that not just bad luck? That the performances have been there. I'm with Rob on this. I've seen Crystal Palace numerous times this season.
Though, isn't it? But we had this bit where we won Man City and beat Wolves, and it's been like midweek. If we'd have beaten Norwich. In fairness to Norwich, they could have beaten us, but by the end of the game, we should have beaten Norwich. We drew with them and drew with Brentford. If we'd won them games, we'd have been on 30 points. We've given away late goals throughout the season, so that's why we're down there.
What about the brand of football, though, under Vieira? I mean, it's a massive improvement, isn't it?
It is, but again, we're swanting at the back, and you've got to score the goals.
Right. So what would you prefer? I mean, would you rather prefer, or do you prefer Vieira's football to what it was like under Roy Hodgson?
Well, under Roy Hodgson, we were better off this time last season.
You're better off this time. So you're saying you would prefer Roy Hodgson to be...
I prefer the what's the word, the hard football, the get stuck in football, the backs to the wall football, like the 1-0 wins at Selhurst Park. I would like the Vieira style, but it's not working fully, is it? And we could get relegated.
Steve, thank you so much for the call. Right, let's go to Vicky Sparks, who's at the Etihad. It's half-time.
Half-time. Manchester City 1, Tottenham 1. Entertaining first half, and City had to come from behind because Dejan Kulusevski had stunned them inside 5 minutes, tapping home his first Tottenham goal on his first Spurs start after Son had excellently beaten City's offside trap and unselfishly squared to the Sweden international. It took a while for City to reassert control, but eventually they did. Gundogan, who'd earlier hit the post, levelling on 33 minutes after Lloris, on his 400th Tottenham appearance, spilled a save straight to him. He lashed home from 8 yards. Tottenham, who've lost their last 3 in the Premier League, have looked clean and crisp on the counter, but City have begun to enjoy that customary dominance of possession. Half-time, though, at the Etihad. Manchester City 1, Tottenham 1.
Thanks so much, Vicky. I've just got a text in here from, Lucy, who's on our production team, Chris, and it's come from Mike from Chester. Yep. Why on earth would Chris choose to drive from Liverpool to Norwich via the M62?
Okay, Mike. I tell you what, Mike.
No, answer the question.
Yeah, okay. Well, Mike, why don't you text in again, Mike, and give us the alternative route, Mike?
Well, where are you going?
Which route would you take?
Well, why are you going to the M62? That goes up north, isn't it?
Hey?
That goes to like Barnsley and Leeds, isn't it?
Oh, dear me. You're not very good with the road network.
Well, why would you go to the M62?
Why would you? To get
Norwich.
home.
To Norwich?
To get home.
Which way?
The M62, then you go down the A1, Rob. A17. Okay? A47. All right, is that all right? Which way would you go, Mike? Text back in,
Mike, I tell you what, 08285 909 693. Which way would you go from Liverpool to Norwich? Chris would go on the M62. Phil's Liverpool fan. Which way would you go, Phil?
The M62, lads.
Oh, there you go, Phil's there. Yeah. Phil. Hey, Phil, I'll tell you what, Diaz, what a signing.
Something like I'm a first-time caller, so you know
well
what I mean?
Done, mate. Well done, mate.
But listen, I'll tell you something, lads. What I liked about today's performance, was that when we went 1-0 behind and he done them substitutions, it was like Liverpool go button, and then that's it. Then you have to bit between the teeth. You know what I mean? I know everyone's saying the Premier League's already over.
Well, Robbie's saying that.
I don't think it's over. You know what I mean? It's not over till a fat lady sings, and she hasn't sang yet. You know what I mean? But that he's going to be a signing of proper Liverpool play. You know what I mean? And there's talk about Mane going to Real Madrid and all that. And I know it sounds crazy, and I don't even want to think about it, but if he left, then when you've got Jota and now Diaz coming in as well, you know what I mean? Liverpool have got a chance of winning this title. You know what I mean? And it's not over yet, lads.
But why do you think then? You know, Robbie knows his stuff sometimes, but why do you think he's written you off?
You know, something, well, partly, because of who we used to play for as well, come on, you know what I mean? But
Crew?
The ex-Man United as well, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's not over. And as you both well know, the Premier League, on any given day, any team can have a bad game, you know what I mean? And even though all the players that City have got, it's not over till a fat lady sings. And you should know that.
Phil, the reason why I've said Man City, for me, will win the title. I've gone early. I've gone early.
You changed your mind. I mean, you had Manchester United winning the title at the start of the season,
Let Phil hear me out. And, you know, the 9 points difference, Liverpool have a game in hand, but they've got to go to the Etihad. Yeah, and I just don't think Liverpool will catch Man City. For me,
there's 6 points difference at this moment.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course you can, Phil.
Right, when Liverpool go hunting, they always seem to perform better. You know what I mean? And when they've got something to aim for, that's when you seem to get the best out of them. You know what I mean? So I know everyone's got their own opinions and that, and you've got to say Man City are a world class team. But then, you know what I mean, when Liverpool have something to aim for, and as we all well know in the Premier League, look at some of the crazy results, you know what I mean? Come on, no one ever thought Aston Villa would beat Liverpool 7-2, you know what I mean? Anything can happen, and it's not over until the points say different, then to me it's not over, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Phil, can I say, Phil, if you had to choose one competition to win, out of the Champions League and the Premier League. Really?
Yeah, being a scouser and coming from Liverpool, I live down south now, but being a scouser, you know what I mean? To me, it was always the Premier League's your bread and butter, no matter what. Winning the Champions League, perfect, everything else, but the Premier League, that's where you prove it over a full season. You know what I mean? Not being honourable to the Champions League, but it's like a cup competition in a way. You know what I mean? But the Premier League.
Whereabouts do you live down south, Phil?
Oh, in Surrey, down just near Guildford.
Very posh. Very posh.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? But
a lot of Manchester United fans around you.
I know it sounds crazy, but to me, I'd take the Premier League over the Champions League any day.
Phil,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, Phil, thank you for your first time call. Listen, call back, Phil, on the night. Thank you. Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much. Right then, Christopher, it's time for Gone in 60 Suttons. It's a classic grudge match as Leeds take on Manchester United, which you can hear commentary of here on 5 Live, 2 o'clock tomorrow. In the white corner, it's Rocco from the Leeds That podcast. Hello, Rocco.
Hello, how are you doing?
All right, man. In the red corner, representing Manchester United, Joe from the Stretford Paddock. Hi, Joe.
How you doing, mate? All right.
I think, Joe, did our reserves put 7 past you? Joe?
Nah.
No, didn't they? I thought they did. I thought our reserves put 7 past you. No, is that not your team, Joe?
When?
Oh, about 4 weeks ago.
Oh, Stretford Paddock, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a separate company.
Oh, right.
I distance myself from that, especially when your team's doing well against them. I distance myself from that.
Right then.
I take no credit or blame for that team.
Right then. You know the rules. Hit that klaxon.
Is there a klaxon?
Is there a klaxon? Well, there it is. A bit late. Right then. Rocco, more intimidating, Old Trafford or Ellen Road?
Obviously, Ellen Road, there's no doubt about it. That's one of the advantages of being in the lower leagues for all those years, was that we missed the boom of the Premier League, and Ellen Road is a bear pit now, whoever the opposition is. So, yeah, I can't wait to experience it tomorrow against these lot. It's going to be absolutely electric.
Joe?
Old Trafford, like I said, you know, Ellen Road might be good against League One teams, but I think Old Trafford seemed pretty intimidating when we beat Leeds 6-2
pretty intimidating, yeah, but when was the last time Old Trafford was really rocking?
Every week.
Oh, come on. It's not rocking every... Let's be truthful here. It's not rocking.
Well, it was rocking against Leeds. It was rocking against Leeds when we beat them 5-1.
How long ago was that? The Manchester United fans are bored of the football this season, aren't they?
I don't think so.
It was rocking in the chat.
It's certainly not boring.
It was rocking in the Champions League. Chris, last-minute winners, wasn't it, Joe?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it was about 3 of them.
Yeah, there we go. Where does Eric Cantona stand in the League of Legends at your club, Joe?
Right at the top, up there with anyone really. Maybe slightly below Bobby Charlton, but after that, what was it? Four league titles in 5 years, and the only reason we didn't win 5 is because he was suspended. He's right up there, one of the best ever.
Rocco.
Well, he doesn't qualify for Leeds. I mean, he was an impact sub at Ellen Road. He was probably less impact than Mike Whitlow on us winning the league. So, yeah, have to just null and void that one, really.
Oh, which club has the better manager, Rocco?
Marcelo Bielsa, without a shadow of a doubt, he's world class. He's
world
the top
class.
of the pile.
What's he won?
What's he won? He's won the hearts and souls of all the Leeds fans.
Is there a hearts and souls cup out there?
So not a lot then.
Enough.
What's Ranić won?
Not a lot either, but he's taken the Leipzig group from being, or the Red Bull group from being nothing to being one of the most sustainable, best and most well-run sort of systems in the world. He's taken Schalke to the semi-final.
You've just had a pop at Rocco for winning the hearts and minds, and you're coming up. He's got them through to semi-finals. The semi-final cup. There's the bell. There's the bell.
There's the bell. Here's one for you, Joe. Rafinha or Rashford?
This might be the most ludicrous question I've ever been asked on here. Rafinha's had a couple of half-decent seasons, and just because Rashford's going through a tough time...
This season, right now, who would you take?
Rashford, any day. Look at the goals he's got. Look, 40-plus goals and assists in the last 2 seasons, 20 goals.
Yeah, but right now, this season, his form is not there.
Rashford,
this season, his form isn't there.
The form isn't there, and Rafinha's still only got, I think, 3 more goals than him. It's not even close. Rashford on a bad day is almost...
Rafinha would walk into Man United's team and be the best player. There's no doubt about it. He's a full-blown superstar. I don't think there's a single attribute.
Did he not get hooked at half-time the other week? Against Everton, yeah.
Oh, there's the bell, there's the bell. Would Calvin Phillips have a better career at Manchester United or staying at Leeds, Rocco?
No, he would need to stay at Leeds to have a good career. He doesn't want to just get dragged down to their level and win nothing anyway, so he might as well have a statue of himself built at Ellen Road.
Wow, Joe.
Yeah, he might win less trophies at Leeds, but he'll certainly win more promotions. I think United, obviously.
Wow. What about the score tomorrow, Rocco?
I think we'll win 4-0 and take the aggregate on the head-to-head this season. Blow them away.
Joe?
Yeah, 2-0 United.
And where can we see your stuff, Rocco?
You can see me on the Leeds That podcast, and you can buy my books, Marcelo Bielsa versus the Damned United, and a new release, The O'Leary Years, from Pitch Publishing.
Joe, where can we see yours?
Stretford Paddock on YouTube.
Okay, thank you so much, guys.
Cheers, thank you.
Right.
You haven't asked me one.
Sorry, wait there, guys, wait there. Chris, who are you awarding the points to?
The first time I've ever done this, you both lost.
Oh, wow. There you go, Christopher. Thank you so much, guys. Right then, let's go to Michael, who's an Everton fan. Hello, Michael.
You guys?
Yeah.
Are you all right there,
Just
Michael?
about, Michael, yeah. So, come on, Michael. How do you view the Lampard appointment? How do you view the performance today? And are you worried about going down this season, right now?
Look, I think Lampard's the right guy. He definitely brought some positivity after the Spaniard. He was, by the way, the worst manager in English football ever. But today's performance was woeful. Apart from Pickford, Van der Beek was awful. I think Gomez was awful. The whole of the midfield today was just pathetic. And they started the first 15 minutes fine, but after that were completely flat. There's just no energy in the team. I think we've just about got enough to stay up. I think Brentford are in trouble. I hope Leeds are in trouble. And but I think Newcastle will be fine. But I think Everton will probably just about, finish 17th and be okay. But it is given the amount of money that has been spent, I think we spent in the top 6 of European spending in the last 12 months, the last 24 months. It is pathetic, the team that was put out today. We just bent over and, we were woeful against Southampton.
Yeah, I mean, is this season all on Benitez?
Well, if we win the FA Cup, which is a ridiculously long shot, but it might happen, we'll just get over Benitez. It's just like a bad girlfriend, right? We just want to forget it and move on. But I think he's just kicked the spirit out of the players. You know, there's no energy, there's no enthusiasm. It's painful to watch. And I pictured a Liverpool fan who was on earlier with his first world problems about which trophy they want to win. I mean, compared to Everton, I mean, it's pathetic. It's truly pathetic where we are right now.
And the additions of Ali coming in and Van der Beek. I mean, Ali on the bench again today. I mean, as an Everton fan, I mean, these players need time, but have they got time to bed in?
He doesn't know where the goal is. He was responsible for Southampton's goal today by a stupid back pass. And Dele Alli, well, he came on for the last 20 minutes or so. Didn't really do anything, you know. It's a World Cup year. If he wants to impress, then he needs to step up.
He's not going to go to the World Cup, is he? That is just not going to happen.
He's going to go to the Championship if he's not careful. But it was a woeful performance today.
Michael, thank you so much for your call. 08085 909 693. Get your calls in. We'll be right back after the news on 5 Live with Jill Mackenzie.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Boris Johnson's warned that if Russia invades Ukraine, it will bring about the destruction of a democratic state. Speaking at the Munich Security Conference, he said the West's reassurances to the Ukrainian people would look meaningless and insulting if they were simply to look away in the face of a Russian attack. Energy companies are working to restore power to around 190,000 homes after Storm Eunice. This afternoon seen widespread travel disruption, with many train companies advising people to postpone their journeys. A former head of modelling agencies in France and the United States, who was a close associate of the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, has been found dead in a prison cell in Paris. 75-year-old Jean-Luc Brunel was being held on charges of sexual assault and rape. And the official overseeing the World Health Organization's response to COVID-19, Dr. David Nabarro, has said it would be very unwise to scrap the requirement for people with the virus to self-isolate. The government is expected to set out its plans for living with COVID in England on Monday. Let's get the sport now with Shabnam Yunus-Jewell.
Cheers, Jill. Manchester City hoping to keep their distance at the top of the Premier League as they host Tottenham tonight, watched by Vicky Sparks.
And at half-time, that distance from City to Liverpool is just the 7 points. City hoping to make it 9 with the win, but they're being held 1-1 by Tottenham, who took a surprise lead inside 5 minutes. Kulusevski with his first goal for the club. City have come back into it in the first half. Gundogan with the equaliser 12 minutes before half-time after Lloris spilled Raheem Sterling's cross under a little bit of pressure from Kevin De Bruyne. Lloris was, but it was an error from the Spurs goalkeeper. 1-1 as the players come out for the second half.
Yeah, Liverpool hot on City's heels. They are still in this title race.
Salah waits, goalkeeper to the edge of the area. Salah rolls it in. Liverpool have turned it around, and it had to be Mo Salah. It's a landmark goal for the Egyptian magician.
Yeah, that was Salah's 150th goal for Liverpool, helping them beat Norwich 3-1. And that sent Dean Smith's side bottom of the table in place of Burnley, who finally moved up with a 3-0 win away at Brighton. Josh Brownhill was one of their goal scorers.
Yeah, it's a massive win. It'll give us massive confidence, and we fully deserved it today. You know, our performances of late have been really good, but we've not been on the right side of the result. And today, like I say, we've deserved this.
Newcastle are now 5 points clear of danger after a 1-1 draw at West Ham. Everton just above Newcastle in 16, still in trouble after losing 2-0 at Southampton. Watford, who are below them, third from bottom, got their first win under Roy Hodgson. They won 1-0 away at Aston Villa. Elsewhere, Arsenal beat Brentford 2-1. Chelsea won 1-0 at Crystal Palace. St Johnstone moved off the bottom of the Scottish Premiership thanks to a 2-1 win at home to Hearts. Jim Goodwin's first match in charge of Aberdeen ended in a 1-1 draw at Motherwell. It was the same scoreline between Livingston and St Mirren. Hibs beat Ross County 2-0. Scotland's women beat Slovakia 2-0 for their first win in the Pinatar Cup in Spain. Wales will play Belgium this evening. At the Winter Olympics, Great Britain's men's curling team had to settle for silver, but it is the first medal of the Games for the nation. Bruce Mowatt's rink were narrowly beaten 5-4 in a thrilling final by Sweden.
I think every kind of hour that's passing, we're starting to feel a bit better about it. We obviously wish that we got the other medal, but to just get a medal full stop, we're very happy with that.
The women's curling team will go for gold against Japan in the early hours of tomorrow morning. Elsewhere, GB's four-man bobsleigh team are in medal contention after finishing 6th after the opening 2 runs. We'll see how they do tomorrow. All coverage across BBC Television, the iPlayer, Red Button and online. Now, a rest week in the Six Nations, but it's been a busy day in rugby's Premiership. League leaders Leicester beat bottom side Bath 24-20. There were also wins for Harlequins, London Irish and Sale. In Super League, champion St Helens ran in 6 tries to beat 12-man Hull FC 38 points to 6. Huddersfield got a 26-12 win over Hull KR. And Eilish McColgan broke Paula Radcliffe's 21-year-old British half marathon record with a stunning run at Ras Al Khaimah in the UAE. McColgan finished 6th in 1 hour 6 minutes 26 seconds. That's 21 seconds faster than Radcliffe. That's your latest from BBC Sport.
Hi, I'm Eddie Hearn, and a new series of my podcast, No Passion, No Point, is back on BBC Sounds. I'm catching up with some of the biggest names in sport, entertainment and business about the things that drive their success and keep them at the top of their game.
It was definitely a time of life where I was absolutely praying to get in the position I'm in now. There's a different number one rapper every year, so you just got to keep stepping your game up.
As much as I'd like to think, I've got a good stable around me, I've got a good family, when winning choose everything, I just can't lose.
No Passion, No Point with Eddie Hearn.
Listen whenever you like on BBC Sounds.
The UK's biggest football debate. This is 606 with Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage on 5 Live.
Welcome back to 606 08 085 909 693. Christopher, Aston Villa fans, what about them?
A lot was made of Steven Gerrard coming in and the impact which he made, but I mean, let's hear from Villa fans. What has gone on? A really limp performance, beaten by Watford on their own patch today. Let's hear from your Aston Villa fans. And I want to hear from Manchester United fans. What is going on at the club? Rumours about, stories coming out of the dressing room, bad blood in the dressing room. What do Manchester United fans make of the whole season? It's not great, is it?
And was it Burnley or Barcelona today?
Yeah, I mean, wow. What about
anti-football you call them, Chris?
Well, not anymore, with Cornet and Weghorst. Brilliant finish today.
Yeah.
Burnley fans, can you stay up? Will you stay up?
And what about Derby County? Still 5 points off that, that 7th, whatever place it is, one above relegation.
Well described,
yeah. But they've got a chance. They've got a chance, Christopher. What a job, Wayne. You said on this show, previous shows, is he doing that good a job? Come on, you must backtrack.
Look, I think he's doing a phenomenal job. He's galvanised the club and the support. And to think they were down to 10 men today, and what did they do? They won an injury time. A huge win. Derby fans, you must be delighted. Can you stay up? And Reading, we haven't heard from Reading fans at this moment in time. Is Paul Ince a good appointment, the right appointment? He's been out of the game a long time. I don't know. Look, I'm not. I mean, you've got a lot of friends in the game. I mean, Paul Ince, what's he been doing for the last few years? I don't know. He used to come on a programme we were on.
Yeah. Listen, I think Paul Ince, interim manager, will galvanise.
I'm going to Google that. Can anybody
galvanise and inspire those Reading players. Listen, if Paul Ince walked into your dressing room and you were there, would you inspire you? Would it inspire me?
It depends what he said, Rob. Let's hear what Reading fans think.
08085 909 693. Right, let's go to Mark, who's a Southampton fan. What?
Hello.
Hi, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Now,
and go on.
I just wanted to talk about, you were saying there about Aston Villa, and that was sort of part of my point, was the players we lost at the end of last season. So Danny Ings to Aston Villa, Ryan Bertrand and Vestergaard to Leicester. So they're all keeping the benches warm. We're going from strength to strength.
Right. We were on a show today with Francis Benali, a Southampton legend, talking about, I think it was mentioned in the week, was it Glenn Hoddle, Chris, about Ralph Hasenhüttl, who maybe would be a good fit for Manchester United at the end of the season. If they did come in for him, do you think that would be good for Ralph?
I don't know whether he would go or not.
Well, go to Manchester United.
Would. I think he would.
Why would he not go to Manchester United if he was offered the job?
I think he's just bought into the Southampton project, really. And
so you get a phone call. Ralph, it's the owner here. Manchester United have come in for you. Ralph would say, "Do you know what? I just love the project at Southampton. I'll stay at Southampton." Look at Brendan Rodgers.
Hang on,
wait there.
No, hang on.
As a manager's point of view, Chris, wait there. As from a manager's point of view, look at Brendan Rodgers. Right, 2 fifth-place finishes at Leicester City win the FA Cup. Now we have Leicester fans ringing this show questioning Brendan Rodgers. Some have said he's got to go. So Ralph Hasenhüttl, as a manager, this is my opinion, I don't know what Chris is, if you get offered a massive job, one of the biggest jobs in world football, why would you say no?
I don't think he would. I don't think he would. It was just that if he took it, he might only last 18 months, whereas he can possibly be at Southampton for another 3 or 4 or 5 years. So, and I think, as I say, I think he has bought into a project, but the lure would be, I think, too great to resist.
So when you've got Manchester United on your
but can we stop all this? Manchester United, the biggest club in the world. I mean, is this what's wrong with United at this moment in time? When was the last time United won anything? I mean, is it really that attractive job when you hear about all the riffs coming out of the dressing room? Is it that much of an attractive job?
Thank you so much for your call, Matt. Is Manchester United an attractive
at this moment in time?
job?
Right, so Manchester United, their fans expect them to compete with Manchester City and Liverpool. Okay, and they are miles off it. So, the next manager going into Manchester United, it's not an easy job to turn around.
Is Manchester United an attractive job?
Well, look at the dressing room. Look at the dressing room. Riffs in the dressing room, Rob.
909 693. Sean is a Manchester United fan. What do you think, Sean?
Guys, brilliant show as always. I just think that Maguire hasn't got the respect in the dressing room, and that's why I think Ronaldo should be captain. It probably ain't going to happen. It might happen next season if we manage to stay in the Champions League position, but Maguire is a relegation goat, and Ronaldo's a Champions League goat.
I mean, but has Ronaldo not had a negative influence on the team?
Negative? Why?
Well, we're still in...
Spot it or catch it. You'll find it right here on Talk Sport 2. The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it two?
Talk Sport 2.
Why would you not?
No problem.
Why would you not, Chris?
Can United move on and challenge for a Premier League title with Ronaldo still at the club next season?
He's got 15 goals this season.
Not 15 next season, but he might just bring a few people through, and I still don't expect Manchester United to win a title in the next 5 years.
So, Sean, Chris is hammering Cristiano Ronaldo. He's got 15 goals this season. You won the Golden Boot with 20.
Yeah, but I'm not hammering Ronaldo. But the one thing, I mean, you write an article in the paper every week backing him. United have regressed with Ronaldo in the team. That's just a fact. That's what happened. And this talk of Manchester United winning the Champions League, you're clutching with that.
Chris, Manchester United have regressed with Maguire in the team.
Fair enough. Yeah,
but Chris blames Ronaldo.
Yeah, and Ronaldo's kept us in the Champions League, Robbie.
Totally agree, Sean. And
He hasn't kept you in the Premier League,
Chris
has
has
he?
also said tonight, is Manchester United an attractive job?
Well,
What
right
is
at
he
this
on
minute,
about?
with the dressing room? How
Sean,
many?
what's he on about?
There are managers around the world who would look at that United dressing room and think it's a cesspit, Rob. Honestly, I mean the players coming out and criticising the assistant manager. All the was it Ted Lasso stuff? I mean that's awful.
Do you know who the leak is, Chris?
Yeah, Chris.
Chris has got a lot of good sources.
Is it players who aren't getting the team?
Chris?
Who's this leak? Do we know it's true?
I don't know. Look, Robbie knows the club far better than me, although he actually didn't play for the first team. But he knows the club.
Charlie, by the way, Charlie's a boy.
Yeah, he's decent.
He's a geezer.
Yeah, he is. He's doing all right. He's doing all right. Listen, Sean, thank you so much for your comments.
United win the Champions League. I mean,
on a serious note,
Strasbourg.
why do you all listen every week on this show? Listen, I get your point. Listen, and a lot of people on social media last week backed you up saying Robbie can't see about Ronaldo. Listen, I can. He's a number 9 for Manchester United. He's got 15 goals this season, Chris. So you're judging a centre forward, Ronaldo, and I read a column today about Ronaldo and people saying is he. He's too big to be Manchester United captain, I heard in the week. Absolute nonsense. Let me ask you a question. In the Atletico Madrid, Chris, being honest now, listen, I think Harry Maguire, he's not playing the best at this minute in time. Being Manchester United captain adds more pressure to him. And listen, obviously, they've denied all rumours of a rift, and Harry Maguire looks like he'll continue as captain. But
Bergwijn have had good success coming off the bench this season, scoring late on for Tottenham. Sorry for reminding you, Leicester fans. 2-1 down, weren't they, in the 94th minute in that game, and 1-3-2 at the King Power. One of the most incredible finishes you've ever seen to a game in your life. I'd be delighted to do that again here, I'm sure. Bentancur on the edge of his own area, too slow, not alert. Loses out to Cancelo. Rodri, Gundogan, Sterling, left-hand side of the area. Chips across towards the back post. Well, Bernardo Silva is being held by Ryan Sessegnon, but it's going to go near neither of the players involved. But it's not clever defending from Ryan Sessegnon, I'd suggest.
Let's have a little look. No.
If that's Ronaldo, I watched the Norwich Man U game earlier in the season. Ronaldo went on the ground for that. Max Aarons held him, and it was a penalty. I mean, that would be a penalty if Bernardo Silva jumps for it.
Yeah. Again, Bentancur getting caught in possession time. I think that change has to be made.
Harry Kane spins one in behind towards Heung-min Son. Diaz away, picked up by Sessegnon. Good chance here, 2-on-2 on the far side. Tottenham. Defence getting back now. Harry Kane! Heung-min Son to Harry Kane, and Tottenham lead 2-1. The man at the centre of the transfer saga of last summer wasn't available when they met in August. He plays today and he scores today. Harry Kane, 2-1.
What a fantastic Spurs goal that is. Again, counter-attacking football. Terrific between those two. The connection they have between them has been absolutely fantastic over the last few seasons that they've played in the same team together. And that is a wonderful, wonderful Spurs goal to put them in the lead. It's Kane again dropping deep. It's a brilliant ball that causes confusion in the Manchester City back two that was there. Sessegnon picks it up, gives it to Son. Look at that for a ball. Well onside, and Kane just darts between two Manchester City defenders. But there's still a lot to do, even when he gets there, because it lands on the half volley. And this is a fabulous, fabulous bit of skill. Opens his foot out, side foot, just guides it into the far top corner. Terrific finish from Harry Kane, and Tottenham, having been on the back foot for possibly the first 15 minutes in his second half, find themselves in front.
Not been a vintage season for Harry Kane by any stretch of the imagination. Just his second Premier League goal this calendar year, 6th of the season. But what a vital goal it could be to rejuvenate Tottenham's season. Here's Kevin De Bruyne trying to make it count for little. Cross comes in, cleared away, recovered here by Rodri, and it's cleared upfield towards the halfway line, and Aymeric Laporte picked up by City on the halfway, and it's forward by Gundogan on towards Sterling. Sterling with a cross, low in, chance for Bernardo Silva at the near post, but couldn't turn it home. I wonder if City had a striker, they might have been a bit more threatening there.
Well, we now have a game again. It's come from nowhere. It's a brilliant Tottenham goal, again on the counter-attack, but again Manchester City leaving low numbers back. And like I say, if you can get at them defensively, you know, not many teams do, so they're never tested, but when Tottenham have today, they have looked a bit loose.
Laporte on the halfway line finds a pass into Rodri. It's outright to Kevin De Bruyne, who edges forward. Spurs back in their shape once again. Spurs singing Southampton song away to our right. On towards Sterling on the left. It's into Cancelo. Cancelo's right-footed cross is charged down by Bentancur, who's now chasing down Laporte, who is going to get there, but very casual by Laporte. Very nearly allowed the Tottenham man to chase him down. 62 minutes gone here. It's Man City 1, it's Tottenham 2 on Premier League Live. Tom Money and Kevin Watson with you at TalkSport Live, the place to get in touch with us. Let us know where in the world you're listening, your thoughts on the match, and if you're a Liverpool fan, how are you feeling right now, as well as Tottenham fans too. Lovely turn by Gundogan, sliding challenge by Højbjerg, wins it back for Spurs. Kulusevski is on here, but the ball is played behind him. He holds it up nicely, Kulusevski. Back towards Real, whose pass towards Højbjerg was nowhere near him, and Antonio Conte is going nuts at Højbjerg there for some reason or other. I think it's the right wing back you should be shouting at, mate, if I'm honest. The bloke you picked inexplicably at the crucial position. He's having a real stinker, Emerson Royale. Crossfield to Laporte. Sterling round the corner, left to Cancelo, end line, low ball, shot a goal for Bernardo Silva. Got his angles all wrong there. That was well wide.
Yeah, he got his bearings wrong. It's like he didn't know where he was on the pitch there. When he drew his foot back, I thought surely you're not going to shoot. Yeah, he just didn't realise where he was.
64 minutes on the clock. Man City 1, Tottenham 2. Hello to Joe, enjoying the action out in chilly New England, listening to the broadcast. Hello to Basil with us in Uganda at TalkSport Live, the place to get in touch. Lovely turn by Bentancur on the edge of his own area here, getting to grips with it at last as Son and Kane combine, and Bentancur can carry Spurs to the halfway. On towards him again from Sessegnon, back to Heung-min Son, and there's a chance here for Tottenham, and they're playing Harry Kane! Oh, saved by Ederson. That should have been 3-1. That could have been the game. Brilliant breakaway from Spurs once again. And here's Kevin De Bruyne, hacked down by Højbjerg. De Bruyne gets up and pushes him to the ground. A bit rich for a City player to have a go at someone else for doing that foul. Højbjerg gets a yellow.
Yeah, deserved yellow, but the move before that, possibly the move of the match from either team. You'd have your mortgage on Harry Kane there. Bentancur finally comes alive. Son, what a ball that is. In between two Manchester City defenders. Ederson does fantastic. Look how quick he is off his line and saves it with an outstretched left foot.
Big moment that was there for Tottenham Hotspur and for Man City. Confirmation Højbjerg has been yellow carded for that challenge on Kevin De Bruyne. It was a feisty one from the Spurs central midfielder. They're going to need a lot more of that, Spurs, if they're to get something from this game. They're winning 2-1 with 65 minutes on the clock. Harry Kane, if he'd have scored that second Spurs third, that may well have been it. Even Man City trying to break down this Tottenham team today may have struggled. Here's Bernardo Silva, left-hand side of the area. Cancelo, right foot, cross-field. Kyle Walker brings it down. Plenty forward for City, but plenty back for Tottenham. It's not easy to get through here for the home team. Cancelo, Bernardo Silva, lovely turn, cuts it back. Gundogan out of his feet, tries a shot. What a save by Hugo Lloris.
Wow.
The goal they conceded was his error. The fact they lead is his brilliance.
Well, we did say, didn't we, that he started to make more errors than he usually would, and we were doubting him, wasn't we? Especially for the Manchester City goal. But as that leaves Gundogan's foot, I'm thinking that's in the top corner, that's the goal. But that is what you call outstretched at full stretch. How has he got that? Is literally at full stretch. He's got that around the post. Fantastic save from Lloris.
Goalkeeping of the highest possible quality there from Hugo Lloris, who I think makes amends for his error in the first half. Corner comes in, away by Royale, brought down by Cancelo. City come again with Kyle Walker. Kevin De Bruyne, right hand side. Forward ball, Phil Foden cuts it back, Dyer away. Harry Kane picks it up and he gets away from De Bruyne, and Spurs can break again here. Harry Kane trying to play in Heung-min Son, but the pass was poor, and Bernardo Silva gets back to intercept. But if Kane gets that pass right, once again Spurs are in.
Yeah, just through having a little bit of confidence, a little bit of care, 1 or 2 passes out, and then you've broken the midfield of City, and you're in again. You're then 2v2 all the time.
De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, corner of the area, right hand side. Phil Foden away from Højbjerg, not away from Ben Davies, and Spurs can come again. There's no one forward for Tottenham, but Højbjerg can keep on carrying it here with Kyle Walker, and he's still going here, and now he's hit the deck and he's going to get a free kick against Kyle Walker, and he suckered Walker in there to that one. He was desperate to be fouled, and he wound Walker up and then took the contact.
He's brilliant at that, Højbjerg. I have to say, he's brilliant. There's no way he's going to run Kyle Walker. As soon as he gets any contact, he was going to fall over. A little bit like the first half. Just seeing his book in there. Deliberate professional foul.
Change here for Man City. Riyad Mahrez, who has been the form player in the Premier League in recent times, comes on, and Raheem Sterling, who's been pretty quiet, comes off the field of play. We were told it was going to be Bernardo Silva, but that is either a mistake or it's been changed. Either way, Riyad Mahrez is on, who has been in just tremendous form of late for Manchester City. 9 goals in his last 9 games for the club in all competitions. So, surprised, I think, that he didn't make it in the starting 11 today. That's Pep Roulette for you.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's on now.
He's on the ball on the far side too, and he knocks it back to Kyle Walker. 68 minutes on the clock. How are you feeling, Tottenham fans? At TalkSport Live, let us know. How are the nerves? How important would this win be for Antonio Conte's Tottenham? Doing the double over Man City when no one else can beat them would be an incredible feat. Not done yet. Not by a long chalk, as City come forward again with Riyad Mahrez. What a test this has been for Manchester City. You've got to commend Antonio Conte's team for that, as Riyad Mahrez looks to cross with the left boot. Deep ball, Real away. Recovered by Kulusevski, who's beaten Cancelo to the ball here, but Cancelo has bitten back and got it back for City. And it's left to Bernardo Silva in the area. Bernardo Silva, so many white shirts to get past. The spin and a turn, but no real forward motion. Chips it right to Kevin De Bruyne. It's on to Riyad Mahrez. Walker overlapping. Mahrez comes in field instead. Short sleeves and gloves. Some people hate it, but my fingers get cold too. Here's Cancelo, left-hand side. Low cross, nice flick, hits Davis. Shouts of handball, could have gone anywhere. Picked up by Hugo Lloris on the goal line.
Pressure's mounting again. Tottenham have been comfortable defending all afternoon. They are again.
No handball in there. It's hit Romero on the arm, but he's actually got his hands behind his back. So you're not going to get that even in this day and age where handball is almost potluck. Here's Kulusevski and Kane combining. Challenge Cancelo. That's a throw into Tottenham. 20 minutes remaining, Kev. They're edging there.
They are, yeah, they are. And again, that's the way to play out. 2 or 3 passes, gets them over the halfway line, they win themselves a throw on. Just ease the pressure a little bit.
James with us in Los Angeles, a Liverpool fan, loving this game so far. Michael in Council, Idaho, enjoying the action. Doesn't want to see Tottenham winning. He's a West Ham fan. West Ham blowing a couple of points against Newcastle earlier today. Lee enjoying the action in Kentucky. Adeboye says a big win for Tottenham is on the cards here at TalkSport Live. The place to get in touch. Always let us know where in the world you're listening to us. The City win a free kick over on the far side. Ryan Sessegnon with a sloppy foul. It's about 40 yards on the end line. 5 from the side. Chance to swing one in and send the centre halves forward. Something that City are not averse to doing. One of the best at set pieces in the league. 12 goals from crosses this campaign, level with West Ham at the top of that particular metric. De Bruyne's ball in, it's over Laporte. Romero away, could have let that go, Romero. No one called him, cleared it anyway. Do your job. Throw in City. Bernardo Silva takes it. Cancelo to Bernardo Silva, who runs in field. Outside of the foot pass to Kevin De Bruyne. Right-footed cross from the pocket towards Rodri. Flicked away by Romero. Kept on by Bernardo Silva, but maybe should have let that go for a goal, for a corner. It will now be a goal kick.
That's exactly what he should have done. He should have just let that go off and taken the corner out on this left-hand side. But I think Romero's been outstanding in the heart of that Tottenham back three. He really has. Outstanding performance from him today.
He made his debut in the opening day win against Man City for Tottenham on loan from Atalanta. They have the option to buy him, do Spurs, should they wish. If he stays fit, I'm sure they will, as Heung-min Son has this in the offensive right side of the field for Tottenham. Tries a back heel to the runners, happy to let it hit a City leg, and it goes into touch. And Emerson Royale will take his sweet time about taking this throw in, or maybe he just can't get there very fast because, again, his shorts are massive. Throw into Harry Kane on the end line. Kane goes down, wants a free kick, not given by the assistant referee on the near side. Kane's not happy. You never quite know with Harry Kane, though.
No.
Over the end line for a goal kick. 18 minutes remaining. Not a position that Man City are used to being in this season, or any season in recent times. They're trailing by 2-1.
Well, you wouldn't mind betting that if they get one, they'll get two, because they're relentless. They don't stop.
They haven't really got through on Lloris more than that long distance effort from Gundogan, which forced that world-class save. They lost it again here to Bentancur, up towards Kulusevski. The new signings combining, bringing a little bit of impetus to Tottenham. Back towards Dyer, then Ben Davies over on that far side. Or look left to right over the top. Good ball to Kulusevski in some space here on the sideline. Kulusevski in the area, still going for Tottenham. Shot comes in. Harry Kane brings it down. Harry Kane! Harry Kane scores again. It had to be him. It just had to be Harry Kane at the double for Tottenham Hotspur. They lead at the Etihad by 3-1. 3 straight defeats before this game. You never saw this coming in your wildest dreams. Harry Kane, who could have been a Man City player, he is a Spurs player, and he scored twice, and Spurs have scored thrice, and it's 3-1.
Well. The Lily Whites in absolute dreamland up here at the Etihad. What a crossfield ball that is from Ben Davies, by the way. Fantastic ball out to Kulusevski.
Is he offside?
Is he offside?
Kulusevski could be offside here.
We can't see, but we'll just talk about it anyway. He does brilliant. Runs at the defender, goes inside on his left foot, has a shot, it gets deflected, falls to Kane. He's got so much to do, but he gives Ederson the eyes. Ederson thinks he's going to go across him to the far post, but he doesn't, and he squeezes it in the near post, and all of a sudden it's 3-1 if the goal is given.
He looked offside to me on first viewing on that replay.
It is offside.
It is offside. Oh, what a shame. What a shame for Harry Kane. What a shame for Tottenham Hotspur. And what a shame for me. That goal call was great. Counts for nothing now, and City are still in the game. Oh, Kulusevski, why are you offside there? Why is he offside there?
He's looking across the whole line. It's got to be marginal. I mean, we don't have the view right along the line, do we?
At the other end, City coming forward. De Bruyne's cross. Lloris catches. He's about a yard off. He's about a yard off when the ball goes crossfield to him. He's seeing right along the line. He knows Ben Davies wants that pass. He pulls out nicely. Why is he offside, Kevin?
He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be. It's something you should never be, looking across the whole line.
That's frustrating. That is frustrating for Tottenham. It's a real let-off for Man City. They might give them the kick up the backside it seems they need it. Here's Mahrez on the far side. Back to Kyle Walker. Riyad Mahrez up against Sessegnon and Son. Kyle Walker out of his feet, right-footed cross, away by Bentancur. Going to bounce out for yet another corner to Man City.
Well, that's what happens. It's given the crowd a real lift from all of a sudden them thinking they're 3-1 down. Now,
corner taken back to Cancelo. Oh, saved by Lloris. Kept on by Rodri. Away by Dyer. Picked up by Mahrez. Far side. Riyad Mahrez. Still dribbling. Riyad Mahrez with a crossfield dig towards goal. May have been a shot, may have been a cross. Hit a Tottenham leg. Out for a 9th corner to Man City.
Well, it's relentless, isn't it? Like I say, as soon as that goal got disallowed, the decibel level went up here at the Etihad, and the crowd are now sensing a Manchester City equaliser.
And it's another corner here to Man City. It's more jostling in the penalty area, which Anthony Taylor don't like. Going to book someone here. Anthony Taylor, who's going to book Romero. Well, Romero loves it, and we know that when it comes to a bit of the physical defending style. Typical man to come through Italian football, I suppose you could say. But I'm not sure what he's been booked for there, because if that's a foul, why is it not a penalty? Well,
they'll be watching him.
Corner's taken short again anyway, no point in all that. Here's Bernardo Silva, he's edged into the penalty area and knocks it back to a position between Cancelo and De Bruyne. It's on to Bernardo Silva, he'll find De Bruyne, beautiful ball in, it's away by Davis, further clear by Son, picked up by Kyle Walker, right to Rodri, on to Mahrez cross, that's a good ball, it's away from Dyer. Recovered by Gundogan. 77 minutes gone. It's Man City 1, it's Tottenham 2. The third Tottenham goal was disallowed. If you were wildly celebrating that and missed the action since. Kulusevski was offside. Here's Riyad Mahrez. Inside, then out. On to Gundogan. Back to Kyle Walker. Walker to Mahrez. Back to Kyle Walker. Cancelo again. Spurs have got 7 men across the edge of their own penalty area. No way through at the moment for Manchester City. Rodri now. On to Mahrez. Left-footed cross, deep delivery. Lloris comes out, makes the catch. And it's still 2-1 with 13 minutes remaining.
Brilliant keeping. Tottenham defending resolutely, because it's wave after wave at the moment. It's coming towards their goal.
We're just seeing a replay on the monitor.
It's a body whip,
What's he doing? It's so frustrating for Conte and Tottenham fans and anyone who thinks Spurs deserve to win this. I'll probably count myself in that number, the way they've executed their plan. What you deserve is not often what you get in football. That's why it's such a great game.
Absolutely correct.
Here is Laporte on towards Cancelo. Approaching the offensive third again, Man City. On the edge of my seat, here's Cancelo, challenge Bentancur. Kane forward, Cancelo recovers. Chip forward Ruben Dias, on to Bernardo Silva, left-footed cross, away by Romero. De Bruyne gets there before Kulusevski. Back to Bernardo Silva, corner of the area, left-hand side, nudging in field. On towards Rodri. Crowd were him to shoot, he doesn't in the end. It's on to Walker, then to Mahrez, left-footed cross, Riyad Mahrez, Emerson Real away. Recovered by Cancelo. On towards De Bruyne. De Bruyne on to Bernardo Silva. Cross blocked by Romero. He's been everywhere today, Romero. Royale, I think, is injured here. And he tries to run the ball away. I don't know what De Bruyne's problem is. He does clear it. And De Bruyne's run into him and fouled him. And he should be getting booked for that, Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, he should.
Incredibly petulant.
He should. I totally agree. I mean, Royale looks like he's just going to kick the ball off, and he still goes in and fouls him.
And whether he's injured or not, he knocks it into touch. What's he doing? That's a yellow. Ridiculous. From Kevin De Bruyne, showing the frustration that they are currently feeling right now as Spurs make a change. And Heung-min Son is the man being withdrawn here for Lucas Moura.
Yeah, not sure. I thought we'd see Moura. I thought it would be Kulusevski that would have gone off.
Doesn't seem like he's running out of steam a little bit, Dejan Kulusevski, but it is Heung-min Son who is withdrawn, who once again has combined with Harry Kane for a Tottenham Hotspur goal. Moura's on, and yellow cards coming out here from Anthony Taylor to Hugo Lloris for having something to say to him. I think probably, why didn't you book Kevin De Bruyne? And that's probably a fair point.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, we are still waiting to get back underway here. It was a free kick. De Bruyne on Royale, who hasn't gone off. Loves the old dark arse, doesn't he, Emerson Royale? You've got to say that for him. Now Harry Kane has gone down with a back problem. And it's not a head injury, so you should play on. They are playing on here, Man City. I think they're getting a bit frustrated with the Tottenham tactics. Bentancur has just caught Kevin De Bruyne late. They're really winding up Kevin De Bruyne at Tottenham. Kane is still down the halfway line, holding his back. Spurs down to 10. City coming forward. Cancelo, left-hand side. Digs out across, over everybody. Recovered by Walker. Back to Kevin De Bruyne. Forward ball. Foden flicks. Away by Dyer. Kulusevski beaten to it by Cancelo on this near side. City come again. On the left with Bernardo Silva, beats Emerson Royal, who slips over. Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan. Here is Gundogan. Lovely skill, gets a shot away, challenged by Romero. Well, he wallops into that one, Romero, in trademark style. Shot was pretty weak in the end, and Harry Kane is going to go down to try and get some treatment.
Just wondering what happened there to Harry Kane, because he looked like he came out of attack all okay, and then just fell to the floor.
Well, he's trying to play on, but has now gone down again. Romero is now down, and Emerson Royal is the man who's about to be taken off for Matt Doherty. Some treatment here for Harry Kane, who does not look happy. Just getting a replay of it. Ball was looping up in the air. No real injury you can see impact-wise. Then he tries to run it off, and he's obviously felt something in his lower back. Don't think he caught a knee in the back or anything.
No, it wasn't a knee. Wasn't a knee. He's fine there.
Emerson Royal going off now for Matt Doherty. Your thoughts on Emerson Royal's performance today?
Average at best. He's been carried by an outstanding performance from the other four in that Tottenham back line, but they need better. A club and a team like Tottenham Hotspur need better. They have to get better than this player.
Matt Doherty on for him, is he better?
As a wing back, yes, I would say. However, he's not the same player that was at Wolves, in my opinion, either.
Harry Kane's up and wants to come back on. Not too sure that injury really benefited Tottenham very much, and so I don't think that was one of those moments where you can't quite trust what's going on. As we get to the final 7 minutes of normal time here, for those just joining us, you join us at an excellent moment. It's 1 to Man City, it's 2 to Tottenham. And it would just be City's 3rd Premier League loss of the season, and 2 of them will be against Tottenham Hotspur under 2 different managers. Funny old game.
Tactically brilliant from Conte today.
A lot of people try this though. Not everyone executes to this level of quality, but these are the most crucial minutes of the game we enter now, as Kevin De Bruyne tries to make something happen for Man City. Runs out left and finds a pass to Cancelo, who's wide. Up against Kulusevski. It's into Rodri. Pulled out wide, cross comes in, away by Højbjerg, recovered by Ruben Dias, on to Riyad Mahrez, corner of the area, cross comes in, away by Romero. Perfect from Romero. Riyad Mahrez wants a free kick from Sessegnon, not going to get it from the assistant referee, but he has got a throw, the City man. I'm not sure that was the only thing it looked like it wasn't.
Now, Romero has headed everything away that's come in the box. It's almost like, especially Mahrez, he must have put in a dozen crosses since he's come on with that left foot checking back, and I reckon Romero's headed away over half of them.
Rodri, right to Walker. Walker's low ball in, flick towards goal by Foden. No one's there. Cancelo picks it up. Cross comes in right across the goal line, over the reach, headed out at the far post by Ben Davies. Corner City.
2 outstanding deliveries into the box there. First one from Walker.
Taken short, Phil Foden, back to Riyad Mahrez. Kevin De Bruyne, out of his feet, clips it forward towards Foden, who's been almost non-existent today, and that's too far for him. That's a goal kick.
Here we go, here's the first one. Drilled across the box from Walker, just behind Foden. And then this one, look at this. Outside of the right foot. Absolutely delightful stuff. Turned away for a corner, which came to nothing, but they're running out of time here, City.
Final 5 minutes of normal time. They sit 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League table to Manchester City, as Eric Dyer and Ben Davies have run into each other here head first. Referee's got to stop the action again. Will be 3 points in it if Liverpool are able to beat Man City later in the season, which means someone else would also need to beat beat Man City as well if they are to be not champions this year, City. But it certainly makes it interesting again if the result happens.
Certainly does.
What about Tottenham? They go above Wolves, so they lost 2 last week. They go to 39 points. They'd be just 4 behind Man United in 4th. Suddenly they're back in that race with this win. No one would have seen coming.
No, well, I certainly didn't see it coming. It's not happened yet, but they've gone a long way towards getting the 3 points here. But what Tottenham need to do is be more consistent. It's no good performing like this against Manchester City to then, throw it all away against the so-called lesser team when they play next. So, great win if they can get it, and it puts them right back in the hunt, yes, but they've got to follow it up.
Just a reminder about you tomorrow for all of our listeners, apart from those in Ireland. We've got 2 games. Leeds United take on Manchester United with Alex Crook and Paul Parker. That's from 1:30 local time, UK time, GMT. That's followed by Wolverhampton Wanderers against Leicester City with Phil Blacker and David Connolly. Elsewhere today in the Premier League, some really interesting scorelines. West Ham held by Newcastle 1-1 at London Stadium. Arsenal 2-1 winners against Brentford. Watford winning 1-0 at Aston Villa. Burnley winning 3-0 at Brighton. Chelsea winning 1-0 at Crystal Palace. Liverpool 3-1 winners over Norwich, who did lead in that game. And Southampton 2, Everton 0. We're back underway. Dyer's okay. City are coming forward with Kevin De Bruyne. 87 minutes on the clock. I'd expect quite a lot added on at the end of the 90 here. Maybe 5 minutes. Gundogan to Rodri in the area. Can't turn from Højbjerg. Then he fouls Bentancur. Does Rodri. Oh, and Tottenham want to get on with it, and the referee stopped them because Laporte has stayed down here. And he looks in some distress here, Aymeric Laporte, on his right knee.
Yeah, he does.
He's not happy.
He does.
See what happened to him.
We'll have another little look here. Intricate again round the edge of the box. It's just a collision with Matt Doherty, isn't it?
He's in the penalty area off the ball, and Doherty sort of runs into Laporte as Gundogan runs into Matt Doherty, and almost like he's given him a bit of a dead leg there with his knee and his hamstring. I'm not sure it's a serious injury.
No. Did Rodri get booked there? Surely he must have done, pulling back.
I didn't see it. I'll try and confirm it if he was, but I don't think so. I'm not sure you're allowed to be booked if you're the Man City defensive midfielder.
Well, if ever there was a case for a booking, that's it. The player's away from him and he should drag him down.
Also, it stopped the quick counter 2 from Højbjerg, the injury to Laporte, so Spurs can be doubly frustrated by that scenario. 88 minutes on the clock, incredible. Not a game we foresaw coming into it. Listeners will understand that we didn't give Spurs a great deal of chance on recent form. There's Kevin De Bruyne in the pocket, crosses in towards Gundogan, breaks to Bernardo Silva on the left, shot comes in, shouts of handball, referee's not giving it first time, Bentancur brings it away.
Well, they seem adamant, don't they? It'll be checked. Every Manchester City arm went up there. It'll be checked without a shadow of a doubt.
Here comes Kevin De Bruyne. Since then, it's on to Kyle Walker. Cross comes in. Laporte is up. He's staying up. Centre forward / centre back. It's all gone very 1992 for Pep Guardiola. Shouts of handball against Højbjerg this time. Check is ongoing for that penalty. And that's why we're going to stop here, because the check is ongoing. Video assistant referee today is Darren England. We're getting our first replay of it. Bernardo Silva's ball in. Arm is up from Romero, but he's on the ground.
That's a penalty, Tom.
You think that's a penalty?
They're going to give a penalty. I'm convinced that's a penalty. Look, he sort of puts his arm up and pats
Isn't his arm sort of going across his body, though?
Maybe. It depends who's sitting in that box.
Well, it's Darren England who's doing it at West London HQ. It does hit the red zone, but then it comes down to expected position. There was one earlier today in the Arsenal-Brentford game. Johan Wissa made a tremendous save. It wasn't given.
Yeah.
Similar to that.
They will say, why is his arm up in the air when you're sliding to the floor? Should it be down by the side? Why is it up there? It can only be up there for one reason, to block the ball.
Well, it's already gone on too long, so Anthony Taylor should already be looking at this on a monitor. He is now going to go look at it.
You know what that means.
Well, that means they think the referee hasn't seen it first time. They see it as a clear and obvious error. That suggests that Darren England thinks it's a penalty.
When they go over there, have you ever seen them not give a penalty?
They always give it. But I'll tell you what, Arsenal fans, they will be tweeting in their droves here saying that happened earlier and it wasn't given.
Yeah.
That happened. This is almost identical.
He'll only want one look at that.
He has had one look at it, and Anthony Taylor is going to give a penalty. It's going to give a penalty to Manchester City. Handball Romero, who was booked earlier in the game, so should surely get a second yellow here. I don't know. What are the rules anymore? It's yet another penalty to Manchester City. Riyad Mahrez, who's just come on, often takes them. He scored 3 of 3 this season. They've now had 7 penalties in their last 11 Premier League games, Man City.
And now Guardiola not happy just with the penalty. He wants him booked and sent off.
Well, he's probably right. I think he's probably right. Rodri is screaming at the referee saying exactly that. And I think they're right. If it's handball, they should be sending him off.
Yeah.
You can't not do it one week and do it the other.
And if you're going to say that's deliberate, which that's why they've given the penalty.
I don't think you should. I don't want to see it.
No.
But it's a second yellow.
It is a second yellow.
If I had air, I'd pull it out. Anyway, I don't, so I won't.
Well, he's grown back a little bit.
Yeah, not that hair. 92nd minute. Man City 1, Tottenham 2 on Premier League Live. Riyad Mahrez is the man over the penalty. He scored 3 of 3 this season. City have now been awarded 7 penalties in the last 11 Premier League games. A dubious handball a few weeks ago against Wolverhampton Wanderers got them the win in that one. A dubious handball against Tottenham will bring them level. And 7 minutes have been added on here, and there'll be more on top of that too. It's Riyad Mahrez against Hugo Lloris for 2-2 at the Etihad Stadium. And it's 2-2 at the Etihad Stadium. Riyad Mahrez fires the ball into the roof of the Tottenham net. No chance to Reece. Romero can't believe it. Tottenham can't believe it. City out of jail, 2-2.
Absolutely out of jail. And I tell you what, he had to wait a long, long time there, Mahrez, before he took the penalty. But that was coolness personified, wasn't it? Ball goes on the spot. That's hit the top of the net, that. It's gone straight into the roof. No keeper in the world saves that. Right in the top, hitting the top of the net before it hits the back of it. That's a fantastic penalty. And now you would expect Tottenham not to leave their half for the next 4 or 5 minutes.
7 minutes were added on. It took about 2 minutes for that decision. We're 2.5 minutes over now. I'd expect maybe 10 minutes added on in total.
There's got to be.
And if I'm Christian Romero, I've got the raging hump about that. Can he have any complaints?
I don't think so. Again, it's all down to, I mean, you and I, you said you're not sure, but I think if you go to ground and your arms up in the air, then it's only going to be given one way. Whether it's right, whether it's wrong, whether the rules are right, whether they're wrong. But, you know, I think immediately they'll say that the arm should have been on the floor. Or,
yeah, I think more through pity. I feel like that should be given as opposed to maybe the rules, but in the emotion of it all, I don't know what else Romero could have done there, but that probably is a penalty in this day and age. Frustration for Romero, who probably should have been sent off since.
Yeah, again, if you go by the rules, it would have been harsh, but those are the rules, and he should have been. I totally agree.
Spurs have just made a change, by the way. Ryan Sessegnon has gone off. Davinson Sanchez is on, so it's now another centre half on the field. Davis goes out to left wing back. Here is Davis winning it for Tottenham, who might fancy winning this game themselves. Davis coming forward into Harry Kane. We thought he had it one earlier. Back towards Højbjerg, in towards the centre circle, and Eric Dyer.
That's good play. Retain the ball. Keep the ball away from City. Even if you've got to go backwards and start again, keep it like this. Keep the ball away from City.
Romero to Bentancur, chipped over the top towards Kulusevski, who's still running, despite looking out on his feet. And he's got it, Kulusevski, and he's crossing Kulusevski. Harry Kane! Harry Kane has scored! Harry Kane has scored for Tottenham Hotspur. This one will count, and Tottenham have won it. They've done it again. Tottenham Hotspur have done it again at the end of the game in additional time. From heartbreak to victory. And it's that man. It had to be that man, Harry Kane. 2 for him, 3 for Tottenham. That's the game.
That is unbelievable. Unbelievable right at the end of the game, and it appears Tottenham have won it after being on the back foot for so long. And I was saying, be brave on the football, even if you've got to go backwards. But this time it's rolled into the midfielder, and what a lovely ball to Kulusevski, who's still full of running on the right-hand side. He stands up a wonderful little ball into the middle of the box, and there's the man, Mr. Reliable, Harry Kane, gets above the defender, nods it down. That's what all good strikers do, head it into the floor. It bounces up into the top corner of the City net, and with only 2 minutes left of added time, Tottenham, and look at Conte's going absolutely mad, and why not? Go 3-2 up.
Man City 2, Tottenham Hotspur 3 in a game that's had almost everything, including Harry Kane being back amongst the goals, doing it against the team that so publicly wanted him in the summer. And now I have no idea how long is left. We're at 96 minutes. I'd expect at least 4 more from this point. Can City get another penalty? Probably. Here's Cancelo, crossfield, trying to find Mahrez. Davis away. Tottenham look a better side since the changes. Here's De Bruyne in the pocket on the right. Into Ruben Dias. Cancelo now. Back to Ruben Dias. To his right is Kevin De Bruyne. Chipped in towards the back post. It's away by Doherty. Bernardo Silva can't keep it on. It's a throw to City on the left-hand side. 97th minute. Man City 2, Tottenham Hotspur 3. Cancelo. Dummies to cross. Back on the right boot. Cancelo. Cross comes in. Lloris on the goal line will catch it and fall on it and take as much time as possible about getting it forward again.
This game never ceases to amaze you, does it? We're there saying once City got the penalty, Tottenham wouldn't leave their half for the next 4 or 5 minutes. But what they did, and the bravery to keep hold of the ball, to pass it, have 4 or 5 passes, and then all of a sudden it goes into Bentancur in the centre of the pitch on this right-hand side. And I'm fully expecting him to go backwards just to retain the ball, but he spins it into the channel. Kulusevski still full of running, gets on it, cuts inside on his left foot, and then stands up a wonderful little ball right into the centre of the goal. And you know Harry Kane, how good he is in the air, and he heads it down into the floor, and it bounces up into that City top corner. And what a fantastic game we've had.
Here we go, last chance. Kevin De Bruyne on the halfway line, bringing City forward. On towards Mahrez, who thought he'd got City a point with that penalty. Foul by Højbjerg on Kevin De Bruyne. Harry Kane thinks he's through, or certainly pretending to think he's through, and he gets it away from Ederson. But it is going to be a free kick to Man City, right-hand side, 40 yards from goal, 10 from the side. Everyone's forward. De Bruyne and Mahrez over it. It doesn't get more dangerous than that if you're a Tottenham fan. Down the line, Kyle Walker, low cross in! Oh, Romero, who could have been sent off, maybe should have been, gets it away in his own 6-yard box. Cleared upfield, Mahrez and Højbjerg battling for it. And Højbjerg's got it. Højbjerg's won it. Oh, and he's knocked it into touch as well. Great play by Højbjerg.
I know Romero gave away the penalty, Tom, but he's been brilliant. MOM for me, outstanding performance.
Who still we play on? Cancelo to Rodri. Do we play on until City score? De Bruyne right side, cross comes in, blocked by Moura, shouts of handball in desperation from the Man City fans. Is that a play for a throw on the sideline which Ederson is taking?
I'm with you though, you know, we could go to 100 minutes here.
Well, I'm expecting at least another minute from Anthony Taylor, at least. Ruben Dias on to Rodri. Rodri right to left, trying to find Laporte, who heads on. Bernardo Silva in the area. Bernardo Silva! Shot blocked by Doherty. Moura volleys away into Harry Kane, who looks to find the run of Kulusevski. Brilliant from him and brilliant from Kulusevski, who's chasing down Cancelo, whose first touch takes him a long way from goal. And that's the full-time whistle. That is the full-time whistle. And Tottenham Hotspur, who'd lost 3 in a row, coming to the Etihad Stadium, and the league leaders have only gone and won it. Man City lose for the 3rd time this season, and 2 of those losses have been against Tottenham Hotspur. Kevin Watson, what just happened?
I don't know. Fantastic game of Premier League football. What an advert for the league that is. Tottenham, resolute, defended for their lives for the majority of the game. But when they counter-attack, they've done it with pace and they've done it with conviction, and you wouldn't argue against them deserving that. Fantastic result and performance from them.
Full time. It has finished. Football, you cruel, cruel mistress. Man City 2, Tottenham Hotspur 3. Chance here for Heung-min Son. He's onside and in. Heung-min Son early doors against Man City. Square ball, tapped home. Dejan Kulusevski has scored for Tottenham Hotspur.
Kulusevski has the simplest of tasks to roll him through the legs of the defender, Cancelo, into an empty net.
Raheem Sterling spins one in. Lloris has lost it. And Gundogan will score. What a shame for Tottenham Hotspur. Gundogan scores from close range after Hugo Lloris has a howler of a moment for Tottenham Hotspur. He came out to get the ball under minimal pressure. It looks like it's him on the knee. And ricocheted out to Gundogan, who turns the ball home. On Diaz away, picked up by Sessegnon. A chance here, 2-on-2 on the far side. Tottenham. Defence getting back now. Harry Kane! Heung-min Son to Harry Kane, and Tottenham lead 2-1.
This is a fabulous bit of skill. Opens his foot out, side foot, just guides it into the far top corner. Terrific finish from Harry Kane, and Tottenham, having been on the back foot for possibly the first 15 minutes in his second half, find themselves in front.
He has had one look at it, and Anthony Taylor is going to give a penalty. It's Riyad Mahrez against Hugo Lloris for 2-2 at the Etihad Stadium. And it's 2-2 at the Etihad Stadium. Riyad Mahrez fires the ball into the roof of the Tottenham net. No chance to reach. Kulusevski, Harry Kane! Harry Kane has scored! Harry Kane has scored for Tottenham Hotspur! This one will count, and Tottenham have won it! They've done it again! Tottenham Hotspur have done it again! At the end of the game in additional time! From heartbreak to victory! And it's that man! It had to be that man, Harry Kane! 2 for him, 3 for Tottenham! That's the game! 5 minutes over for our additional time added on there. So for our broadcast partners, we are finishing at 5 minutes past the bottom of the hour. So about 30 seconds left for us, Kevin Watson. Just to, I can't even speak anymore, to be honest. You take over, mate. 3-2. Tottenham have won it. Incredible.
Yeah, fabulous game of football. I think Tottenham came with a game plan. Conte set them up superbly well. I was worried that Harry Kane was defending far too deep and they wouldn't be able to get out, but they did, and they played tremendously. They defended for their lives, and in Romero they had the best player on the pitch in the centre of their back three, and that man Harry Kane, he pops up with the winner. He also played terrifically well. City just not quite at it today.
Title race back on, Liverpool winning earlier today?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean,
3 points in it?
Yeah, you wouldn't have said that a while ago. I thought it was cut and dried. No one else was going to beat City this season, but like you say, this game never ceases to amaze you.
Kevin Watson, thank you very much indeed for your company. What a game at the Etihad Stadium, and what a win for Tottenham Hotspur. Gets them right back in the race for the Champions League as well. We thought they were done and dusted in that race. They are now just 4 points behind Man United, who play tomorrow, and they've got currently 2 games. It will be 3 games in hand once United have played Leeds tomorrow. That's one of our 2 feature games tomorrow. Make sure you're back with us. For all of our listeners not in Ireland, you can listen to both of our matches. It's Leeds United against Manchester United, and Wolverhampton Wanderers, who take on Leicester City. Here, a Harry Kane double has fired Tottenham to a famous win over Man City, who they've now beaten twice this season. I don't know. You're listening to Premier League Live.